Hey, you guys. Wait, look, let me tell you something.
But you guys, there was some.
Okay, hold on. Oh boy, where am I? Okay, okay, we are here. Hey, you guys. Hey. What everybody? How you doing? Hey, that's hi. Good morning, that's self love. I'm getting ready here. Where are we at? Let me see. Okay, they should be coming. Oh, wait a minute. X. I got to go and do. I got to let X in here. Shit. How y'all doing? Hey, I wanna hold on a second. I gotta do something here. Y'all, we got some things that don't transpire early. So let's go ahead on and get into it. This part of this is breaking on with teacher tells y'all. Please don't get. Oh wait a minute. I gotta turn this down because I know that. I think so. I hear echoing in my ear too. Um, Y'all, please don't get excited about dealing back with teacher tells, okay? And because a lot of things that have been said dealing back with this year that they got to correct her on. So anyway, you guys just be patient with her, and I'm going to do what I got to get X over in here. Hold 1 second here. Let's listen what teacher tells y'all know Friday a jury they had to get rid of jury number 6. Now they working on another one. Y'all, these people been here the whole time. I had told y'all is the voodoo witch doctor is here in the house. I told you guys. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Stella. Stella, how was your weekend? I had a little fighting moment this during the night with the hold on a second. Hello, how you doing? Call from. I think so. I think that was what's his name? James calling me. He got to try to get back with me again. How y'all doing today? We going over into the Diddy trial. Welcome you guys. Welcome everybody. I had told you guys that getting back with this here jury thing, those that's on the jury, I told y'all that the witch doctor was already in the house. I told y'all that. It's going to be busy. Those juries that they have on the outskirt there, that they had picked like 3 or 4 extra jury. Then in case this jury does not make it, um, hold on a second, you guys, so y'all at least can see me. What you remember that I had told y'all? You remember we know that they picked extra jury. Then in case that one of the jury call off or something comes up, that they still got like 4 jury based it on the standby. Well, okay, I'm gonna tell you this before it's all over, they gonna use up all those jury over there on the standby. But right now, I think I told you. You woke up at 3. I think so. I think that I had don't see you, but I was fighting back because I was gonna do prayer. I was fighting back, fighting back. Oh, I know I got some cold in me. Oh, okay. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So anyway, so before it's all over with, I told y'all this week gonna be a busy week. What happened? When Tisha tells tell it, they don't pull out another jury, a second jury. These people been there. Now things are getting so crucial. Now it's time for the witch doctor. Now it's time for the witch doctor. Everybody starts showing their ass. Now the pot that is getting thick. I told y'all that the witch doctor was in there. These people here been showing their ass. But right now they're gonna flip. They thing is to distract. Is to Gene. I hope he call me back. their job is to describe what the hell is going on here. And I told y'all they're gonna be some more celebrities. Oh yeah, they're gonna be throwing damn bodies this week. You thought Gene Deal got his dog the other week. Mm-hmm. And it was best for Gene Deal to back off from that courthouse. It was best for him. The thing was to run him off, to stay away from the courthouse, stop running his mouth. But I think so that it really is going to do that. It really, hey, Jackson, it really is going to do that. Friday the 13th, hell broke this. Okay, y'all, do me a favor. Hey, you guys, come on in. You guys, I'm trying to get X on in the room. You guys like to cash out me. I don't know why that I picked the premium pack. And it wasn't bad. Premium pack, I am a member with Inner City Circle, but the premium pack, I guess so that's to let the other people in the room. So right now we on a bounty $8. I don't even know. My accounts is going from here playing to play. But anyway, just hold right there so I can let X on in the room. So y'all, let me tell you. Damn, which account you have? No, it's not on the cash. I have to go to the other account. Anyway, so let me tell you. I told y'all the voodoo man is up. Now it's a time. This is a time right now with Puffy. What Diddy, whatever the hell that damn boy name want to be called. Now he started to get nervous. Shit is getting out to the wire. Cause y'all, let me tell you something. We closer to June 19th this week. We closer to July 4th than we was up to when this thing started. Now this week here, supposed to be on Wednesday, the prosecutors, they said, I thought so, they said they were gonna rest Friday, but no, it's gonna be between now and Wednesday. Don't y'all forget now, today the drug news is supposed to be here today. But right now they are doing so much distraction in the courtroom. The jury, remember now, Gene Doe had the bird that fell dead in front of him at his foot. That was witchcraft. When that jury, when that lady, that damn woman outside with Dunot, when when that woman went in there showing her ass in the courtroom, they trying to get you. They trying to take a black man down. Yeah, he need to go down. Yes, he is. That black man there. Listen there. That was one distraction. Then after y'all got to watch this here trail. Then after that, the other distraction is that what happened? This here jury was doing something. They've been watching the jury for 2 weeks. This goddamn jury would not damn be still. Doing shit, blowing their damn nose, cracking their damn teeth, going to damn sleep. Everything that this jury doing. Hold up right there. What happened then? Y'all following the paper trail? What happened then? Y'all don't have on all the lights around here. Let's follow the paper trail. What happened then? Here go Kanye. Did a distraction to come in Thursday. And then the prosecutor said, no, not here. That Jane Doe is up here. Let her say her piece. That was a distraction. Then he came back the next day. The reason why he come back the next day, because he was thinking he must ain't get the memo. But anyway, when he came back the next day, Jane Doe was finished. They put him in another room for him to watch the TV. And open up a whole nother overflow room for him to watch. So guess what? After that, he see that her ass was finished. He was up and out of there and gone. A distraction. Now let's go back to jury number 6. 44 days was over. What the judge say? I need to talk to you. Brought the jury in. They call it the robing. I call it the judge chamber. Brought him back there and was talking. He's the one who lied on Tisha Taylor. One of them did. Now check this out. A distraction. Y'all is working now every single day. every single day. They is not going to start on time. It's gonna always be some damn bullshit that gonna be happening. Either it's gonna be distraction from outside, and then also too, they're gonna have other celebrities coming over in there. All that basic is a distraction. That is what the voodoo prince is doing there, and that's why the closest person to Diddy, that besides that them marshals, is his mother. Cause the marshal gonna make sure nobody don't get next to him, try to get him anything. They want you to use that business head, but you say you got that head, we want you to use that. A distraction. Let's go over here and see Tisha Tell. I hope Tisha Tell be okay because she got on a lot of wig today. But anyway, at least it's not puffed up. But anyway, let's see what Tisha Tell. Let her go ahead and work our nerve this morning. I'm going to heat up the coffee and let's do it. Hold up a second. Shout out to Twist in here. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to the 4 from YouTube, 1 from Facebook, and 1 from Twist. Thank you, you guys, for coming in. And I'm going to see, could I go ahead and get this here premium taken care of over here with who I'm at with X to let them on in the room. Hold up 1 second.
Something groundbreaking and shocking that just, hey, how are you? There's something groundbreaking. Hey, Tito, there's something groundbreaking and shocking that just happened. Juror number 6, of course, has been dismissed. The judge gave a whole long line of reasons, but you guys, it's not over. There is a second juror that seems to be in trouble. There is a second juror that seems to be in peril. You guys, we need to talk about this, okay? We put our ear to the street. We've been hearing some stuff about why this happened, what's going on, this, that, and the third, and we wanted to come out and share it with you guys. You guys, Diddy can kiss whatever chances he had. Go by. And get this, it seems like after, hold on. It seems like after juror number 6 got dismissed, okay? It just happened moments ago. They brought up a second juror that nobody talked about that is in peril. You guys, let's get into these notes really quick, and then I'll take a few questions, and then I got to run back into the courtroom because you know. All right, okay? Now, first of all, they address what's going on with Bonner. You know, they are trying to get a mistrial, saying she did this, she did that, she perjured, she lied, she did this, that, and the third. The judge came out and said there is absolutely no evidence of that. Stop bringing this Fulton County nonsense into this good Southern District of New York court. At this point, Diddy's team has made a circus out of what a mistrial means. Now, hear me out. They got to try. They're being paid millions to try. But yet and still, I think this is going to point out that when you hear them call for a mistrial, they will call it on the thinnest of bases. And they're throwing spaghetti against the wall or something-ish against the wall, and they are hoping it actually sticks. Also, you guys, have you checked out my merch store? So I have notebooks. I have t-shirts that say, Yana, Diddy did it. I have sweatshirts, I have tank tops, I have mugs. I finally have merch. This is just one thing, but we have other merch too. Please go and support and check out the merch store. We have mugs, we have coffee mugs, we have tank tops, and tank tops say, Yana, Diddy did it. Okay, fine, I'll stop tooting my own horn. But there's a merch store. Click on the links and check it out. All right, now, they say that Bonner is not grounds for mistrial. Why is Bonner not grounds for mistrial? Because it actually happened, first of all. But second of all, the prosecution is now trying to get in phone calls from Rob Holiday. They're saying Bonner made it up. They said, is it not true? You lied to this jury. Okay, but since you said that she lied, they can bring extraneous evidence. Again, Bonner never filed a civil lawsuit. She never told anybody that she was suing. She never even told anybody what was going to happen. You guys, we're going to get into the second juror really quick, and I have some insight to you on that. But first, let me just get through this, okay? And then we'll get into what happened when juror number 6 was dismissed, and then the second juror, okay? I'll be quick, but let me just go through this, right? Because it leads up and it stacks up on what's going on, okay? So anyway, they were like, what? They were like, so the prosecution has been like, listen, you're saying she's lying. You're saying it doesn't exist. You opened the door for this. How about we bring in Rob Holiday? Who is Rob Holiday? At one time, he was Bonner's good friend, but he was also a really, really great friend, or good friend with Sean Diddy Combs. So how does that happen? This incident that Diddy keeps swearing never happened and Bonner lied. And here's the thing. She might have gotten the date wrong. She said they was high. They said it was 10 years ago. We get it. However, their whole point of the matter is, if nothing happened, then why did Rob Holiday, during a get-together and Diddy's backyard from his Homely Hills home or whatever, why did he have Rob call Bonner and said, yo, I'm paraphrasing, but Diddy wants to settle and you shouldn't sue because Diddy wants to settle. Now, she did not, in fact, settle with Diddy, okay? She did not settle with Diddy. But again, if all this is lies, then why would Diddy, the cheapest person in the world, and he got to be because you got your house rated because you want to give Little Rod 30, 40, 50,000, however much you want it, and you got your whole career and your legacy destroyed because you played in Cassie's face and didn't want to give, you played in Cassie's face, and she ended up following her lawsuit, but that sparked the investigation with the Southern District of New York, New York State, and New York City. The Southern District of New York actually took it over. Why would you call and have this man call on your behalf to settle with something that never even happened? And they said the settlement negotiations, I believe, sources are saying, started at $1 million. Again, why would you do that? Okay, Diddy's team was fighting, no, you got to keep the evidence out of court. That's not fair, that's not fair, that's not fair. They came back and said, so anyway, the judge came back and said, and they're like, and because she, first of all, they wanted the evidence kept out, saying, no, you can't bring the phone call of Rob Holiday into it because it's hearsay from hearsay. It was a FaceTime call. Damn, I want to right? And Bonner might have actually recorded it. I don't know. But anyway, let's bring Rob Holiday in here and see what they have to say. Diddy's team is fighting against that whilst simultaneously saying that they want a mistrial because Bonner lied. Do you see the games that they play? The fact that they know this was true. The fact that they know that this wasn't a mistrial, right? I mean, they knew it was true. The fact that they knew Bonner was doing this and they're still trying to get a mistrial, they just want it going and coming. But you can't have it both ways. Why do you want the evidence excluded if it didn't happen? Now you're trying to say it's all lie and you want a mistrial. The judge said no, it is not grounds for a mistrial.
Okay, here you guys. I'm sorry. I got to go over here to Inner Press because this damn girl get on my damn nerve already. You know, it's like that my allergy and my nose, it just started to itch. Let's turn over here to Inner Press to see what the hell is going on. I cannot let my dear people, my ex come on in the room, not yet. Okay, you guys, those that like to support the channel, that'd be fine. Moderator, could you put my Cash App in here? Y'all, let's get over here to Inner Press and see what the hell happened this morning. Damn, boy, this is. Please don't let me get back. See, I need to get on the machine. Okay, here we go. Let me go with this damn girl. This girl working my damn nerves. You know, come on, damn, just tell it. Nobody don't need all those damn emotion and all that shit that you working my nerve, girl. You working my nerve. Welcome to Monday, you guys. I'm sorry. Damn, trying to figure out. Shout out to Inner City Press. Let's get right here going. Let's see exactly what happened. We are Inner City Press. We are right along up in here. I think so that Yolanda gonna come in with her big screen so she can follow through. So anyway, here we go. Welcome everybody. Good morning. It's Monday morning. Welcome to a whole new week. Let's do it. Okay, before the jury was brought in, this is what happened. Right now we at a little after 10. Self love, what time that we have? Anyway, this happened this month. This happened this morning before the jury was brought in. Judge Amron, I hope everyone had a good weekend. The defense motion for a nephew instruction to the jury. The witness, um, Bree, her name is Bree, commit perjury. She was questioned to at a link on this, and I denied the defense motion now on jury number 6. Okay, y'all react. They still talking about identify with this girl commit perjury, but no, it happened. So let's move on. Okay, from Inner City Press, you have the judge last week of the defense opposed further question of the jury. I took time to consider the defense observed in it June 15 letter here. Okay, y'all, we'll get into that in a little bit. Now, okay, I can't move that up until I go into the other thing. Judge, this is the judge saying it. The record raised serious concern about jury shading his answer on. Wait a minute, hold up. This is the judge said this here. The record raised serious concern about the jury shading his answer to be on the jury. Okay. The, the shifting answer, the shifting answer raised question about the jury capability. I mean, credibility, so that the court indict jury number 6 should be dismissed. The defense nor urged further in the question. Okay. Down to the bottom, the defense raised concern about replying an African American jury who is, wait a minute, the defense raised concern after replacing an African American jury with a white one in what is inside a 2D circuit case. They try to me, y'all. I think so. I think that they trying to play the thing with with some kind of race. This is what I think. This is what I think they trying to play. The court took serious, but further questioning is inappropriate and might negligent. Come on now, negligently impact the jury. This is why we have alternate. So, other words, y'all, let me tell you something. Okay, y'all, let me tell you something. This is basic why that I can't understand why y'all trying to do that now. We finna get down this week. Ain't that's what y'all want? Why y'all trying to do that now? Now you trying to play this here race card. Those 4 jury was over there waiting. That in case if somebody act up, can't make it. The jury was over there. They had some standby jury that was there. So why all of a sudden that y'all been seeing the white man over there? Y'all, the ones that they have there and the other 4 that's sitting right there, they are told to come there every day at the same time. Come through the same door and they have to be there every single day. That in case a jury gets sick or something happens, they can be able to pick up the piece so it will not stop the trial. Why y'all trying to pick out now? That white man been picked out. Why all of a sudden now? You want to play the race card? God, okay, we're gonna move on. Let me bring this up a little bit more. Okay, you got We dealing with innocent press, and this is where we are at. We dealing with the fact what had went on this morning. Okay, this is 2 hours ago. The judge said to Mr. Donaldson, praise for the destiny of this jury. Praise the destiny of this jury and said that the progress worked wrongfully. What? The defense asked the court to base its decision on the race. The defense asked the court to base its decision on the race. That's why that would be inappropriate. So jury 6 is excused and is replaced by the first alternate. You remember the jury then was sitting over there in the corner. Judge, this is what the judge is saying. As to the defense accusation of a prosecuted misconduct here that is invited the court to make a decision based on race. Hold up. The prosecutor misconduct here that is invited the court to make the decision based on the race, okay, and cannot be granted. As to the issue about another jury that arose on Friday in seal session, no information made public yet. Okay, this innocent press. This is what happened. This is what happened on this morning. Judge, this is what the judge say. I will question the jury at the end of today's session. The party should tell me if we clear the courtroom or do it in the roving. What's that mean? The judge chamber. The roving is where he get his robe and he put on. Judge chamber and in the event. Public and press not allowed to hear and report in real time. If jury gone, why? I'm gonna put the roving room. That's where you get that. Base is a judge chamber. Okay. Breaking news. Judge, bringing. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let me calm down now. Judge, bringing the jury. Let's go. Okay, we are still into this morning. Jury entered. Judge, welcome back. The government may call its next witness. The state, right here, what y'all see, the AUSA is stand for the state. First, some exhibit enter under seal, subject to connection. Now we can call our first witness, Miss Sankar. I'm gonna put that in. Miss Sankar. This so now this is basic. This person here is I guess what she's trying to and yeah, Sankar, the paralegal Pacific specified as the U.S. Attorney Office. This is, I guess so. I think so. That jury who they just called that next witness, that witness there, was trying to correct them on the name. Okay. So anyway, the state, what did you work on in this case? Sankar, 2 summary chart I will ask to verify the acquaintance. They ain't acquaintance. I guess that must mean the money of it, the currency of it. The state says, can you describe the document underlying these charts? Sanctor 100 of the pages. Damn. Just still, yeah, we still dealing with this morning. Here's the state. Who is in the message in the chart? Sancor say KK. Y'all read there, Christina? That's Christina, that's KK. KK. The state said, and whose cell number is this? Sankar, that's the Sankar. She said that's Paul. Paul is one of, okay, wait a minute. I think Paul is the escort. Okay. She said that this is Brandon Paul. Okay. The state say, how did Miss KK responded to Mr. Lupus, Lopez after seeing the escort. Okay, yeah, okay, y'all, yeah, Brandon is the escort. Okay, after seeing the escort, Sancor, 4 laugh emoji. How long is he going to stay awake? Okay. This still happened now. Okay, now this is what took place this morning here. The state says, and this is one from January the 30th of 2023. Is it an audio file? Santor, yes. The state says, Miss Foster, please play the first minute and 10 seconds. The audio playing, female boy. 2 things were weird. The only person who known was you. Someone found an iPod. She answered, yes. Okay, you guys, let me pull this here up. Thank you, allegedly. Wait here, iPod, we are right here. Okay, we are right here. Let's go back in here. Okay. 2 hours ago, the state said, what did KK say in this? San said, I got to call her San, okay? San said, she said he is going to the 4th season and want you to bring Gatorade and chicken noodle soup. The state say, read these. Sound like Dovey. I be David Shirley. Rico riding with him. D-Rock, no, that Rock riding with him. San asked KK, no to D-Rock. Okay, San said, asked KK, can you run $4,000 cash from Rock to the hotel? Can you run it over there to the hotel? The state, this is the state, as David Shirley, sure. San says, ask KK, head up. He's about to do Wild King tonight. So KK is telling them what tonight gonna be like, telling them to hurry up with that $4,000. Okay, where are we at? Her up with $4,000. Yeah, head up. He is about to do Wild King tonight. The state said, ask David Shirley. Forgot, forgot to pick up the money. Just give it to Fab to Fam, just in case. Okay, y'all. This is all took place still in fact with this morning. The state say, what does the hotel write to Miss KK? Saying say that hotel called Paul is coming. Seems like the hotel was on this here. Seems like the hotel had something to do with this here. Paul is coming. The state say, does Paul appear everywhere in the chart? Saying say, yes. State said, let's turn off the exhibit screen to the public and press. Judge, let me know when they are off. The state said, please read between Jane and Miss KK. Say, ask KK. Ask them if they could bring up 15 bath towels, y'all. The state asked Jane. He shoot. Y'all, you know what? Okay. Come on. Y'all, okay, come here. Y'all come here. Hold up a second. Let me get this here right here. Okay. This is okay. Now I'm getting a little bit. I'm getting awake now, you guys. Okay. Where are we? Okay, now let me tell you. KK is played by. Okay, here we go. Okay. Hold up. Let me get this in here. See you. Okay. They are doing like a screenplay. One of them is playing to be KK, and wait a minute. And Sand is playing to be the other person. So they basically reading the text and answering it. Like one will read one part. They call the paralegal. They call the paralegal that's in the courtroom and say, okay, then you're going to be Sand. You're going to be Sand, and I'm going to be this person here. So basically, they are reading the notes like they are basically like they are the person. That's who it is. So Sand, that's what they playing this here act that as they reading these notes. Okay, now let's go into this here. Okay, here we go. Hold up. I have to go. Okay, y'all. Sand is playing as KK. Okay. And then the state is playing as Jane. Wait a minute, hold up. Okay, yeah. I think that's where we at. We round up in here and make sure that we make sure. Child working. Round up in here. Okay, they playing character. So the paralegal name, the paralegal, that's the one that correct them dealing back with her name. All right. So she's gonna play KK, and the state is gonna play another part. Okay. Remember that KK is a part that everybody played in this here. Thank you. Thank you there. Thank you there, Steph Love. Shout out to those that wanted to support. I'm trying to pay this. I got everybody. Hopefully late by lunchtime, I've been on got a cash app to let X on in the room. I got everybody just basically taking things out on my card. Got one card mixed up with another card. Don't know who's getting paid what. Okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Let's go back here. We're gonna be round up in here to the top. The paralegal saying, we're gonna do it like this. The paralegal saying that hotel call Paul, Paul is coming. The state say, does Paul appear anywhere else in the chart? Said yes. The state say, let's turn off the exhibit of the screen. Okay, and then the judge say, okay, let me know when it's off. Okay, here we go. We right here. Right here, the state say, please read these between Jane and KK. Saying as KK, she playing as KK. Ask them if they can bring up 15 bath towels. The state says as Jane. The state is playing Jane. And saying and who it is the paralegal in the courthouse, she is playing KK. Now here's the state and Jane. He always bring between 5 and 10,000. They are expecting people to leave the presidential suite at 1 p.m. He's saying is KK, we are taking off. They are reading the notes. They reading the notes, what they don't got. Okay, now here we go. The state, what are these about? Saying, which is saying is KK, they are setting up a flight for Jane. Okay. Oh, shoot, this trafficking. Here we go. They setting up a flight. That's KK. Saying is KK. She's setting up a flight for Jane. Okay. The state is saying, what time? You remember? The state is Jane. KK said flight information for Jessica. Okay, the flight information from Jessica to KK. From Arthur Jr. Paul. The state said, and these. KK said, we said that we calling saying, KK, can you pick up the cash from Guido at Mapleton. Y'all know that I'm showing somehow there's some kind of house or somewhere that is a street there. That is somewhere that, and y'all remember last week, you remember like he lived on that street somewhere at Mapleton. Okay, that is some kind of address where Sean Cone lived at. The state say as Jane, the state is playing as Jane. Yes. How we doing today? Shout out. Hold on. Shout out to my moderators that tell me to take my time. Yes. I'm getting there. But y'all, you know what? I wouldn't have came this here quick. Let me go and put this stuff in my head. I wouldn't have came this here quick, but because I didn't let teacher tell regular ass give me a damn bother with my anxiety level. That's what made me go ahead. Girl, stop. Damn, just stop. They rather listen to me stutter and read and try to sound that word for you to give us a damn heart attack. Let me go over here and see what inner city press talking about. Damn helper. So anyway, good morning, y'all. We just getting warmed up. I'm sorry that we jumped in this here head first. Like this here, you know, we usually like just have a little talk up of what's going on. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I like this stuff, but now it's really due. I don't know, maybe it's me or maybe it's me. But I know that teacher Taylor's got good damn sense. Because she don't act like that when she over there on Nessa Grace and all them other damn people. So anyway, it's just like that. I like listening to her, but I gotta be in that state of mind. With me getting up in the morning, having my first cup of coffee, say, okay, let me get this thing lit up. It's almost 10 o'clock. Because as you know, I will come live between 10 and 10:15 to get us ready. To catch up, see what happened on the morning. But with listening to that and all that, y'all wait, y'all just won't believe what that don't happen. It don't happen. You know, during number one. No, y'all just stay right there. Don't go out and do. Hey, how I'm doing? Do you like one women? Oh, y'all, I cannot take it, girl. You know, you got plenty of time to do that. You don't got us up and don't got our damn attention. Cause I don't know what you take in the morning. I don't know that you wait till about 10 or 11 o'clock to take your pill or what. But bring it down. We ain't going to break it down. That's why you keep calling up in so much stuff. Teacher tells because that people not understand based what you saying. You get so damn hyped up. Now you came out here last week. I understand what you said. You didn't say that you had a sit down with Kanye. You said that Kanye came to the meeting and he said, oh, hey. Then she go, oh, that's Kanye. Like they were best friends. She go, hey. He said, hey. And they kept on, and he kept on going. But teacher, how that you tell the story, it's like that you, like how you want people to believe, like, no, you did not say that, but people would take the impression that you had to sit down with Kanye. Kanye was in and out in 10 minutes. Okay? Break it down that people can understand you and people won't have to be doing all of these live, going live and saying that if you care, I know you may not because things are basic is on a rise for you, teacher. Big ups to you. You put in the time, of course, but still, yeah, break it down. Come on, mama, break it down. I don't think so that you hear it because you were scared as hell the other damn week when they said that you had said Jane Doe name. I think that was Jane Doe, one of them damn girls name. You were scared as hell. And thanks to damn Doe in the scooters that I went back over it and said that no, she was reading the chat. Okay, now and then each time you can't lie, you start saying, y'all don't say this here, don't put no name. I'm getting moderated, we're gonna block them, we're gonna do all this, come on, man. Come on. Now guess what? This morning I ain't hear you telling us you ain't try to give us no damn house rules this morning. Your ass just start telling, but your ass ain't out of it yet. Calm down. Damn. Okay, now we gonna move forward. Now I'm gonna go over there and see exactly. Now that was there. It was some other notes that I was looking for last night, but I think so y'all came back with me. I went live back to back, right? I told y'all I was coming back, which I did come back. I came back to back. And basically the second time when I came back, because I said it was breaking news. If you're not following this case, then you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Okay. But anyway, that was a very interesting live over there to Gene Deere. And y'all check it out. Let Gene know that I sing it. Over the weekend, I'm gonna see D Not supposed to have had a place where that he had ran into what's his name, Sean's lead attorney. He was, going in and out of the grocery store, and then D Not was not following him. D Not just bumped into him and said, hey. So anyway, he said he gonna see could he get D Not, and now I see why his ass is out the door. So he said he gonna see could he get D Not in the main inside the courthouse. Okay. So anyway, that's basically what that's basically what I was gonna come and tell y'all basically like this morning, but until I'm trying to get ready and see about the second jury. Cause I be sitting back here, y'all. I be thinking about this thing. Child, they gonna act up and they gonna show their ass all week. They gonna have another unknown. But I really do believe Miami. Cause let me tell you something. That would be Diddy. If he see Miami in court, really, this would be the last time that he really do see her And two, if he have found guilty, which that I don't think they're gonna get him on all charges, but at least two of them. Then back with Miami until they get him placed or what housing or what state, wherever they're gonna have him do his fed time at. This is gonna be when he see Miami this time here. Unless they let him go free, this would be the last time that he see her really like in person. Like so, you say, "Hey, girl, damn man, you know you look good." So anyway, that is that. So I believe Miami is going to come through this week and see him. If it don't be this week, it's gonna be really back for that trial. But all of them gonna run ghosts when it's time for the verdict to come in. They all gonna come. Nobody can be able to don't know what it's gonna be like. But anyway, but those that's in the courtroom acting up, that is their job. They honor the voodoo spell. Okay. Also, too, when Sean Combs talked to the kids in the evening time, he tells them what number a jury to tell the root doctor, the voodoo spell man, who to work on. Okay? So he would tell them when he do his evening call, he would say it all in riddles, who to work on. That what y'all gonna hear that come out. But right now they supposed to be like damn birds jumping all over the damn place. Yes, because that's what they supposed to do. They supposed to distract. They supposed to distract. But they just don't know that when you are distracting when you are distracting the case, it ain't doing nothing but making them catch up and go ahead and convict your ass. Because they still gonna go on. If nothing don't change with the judge's mouth, they still gonna get your ass on July 4th. Okay, because he said that he want the people to have all this here stuff here by July 4th. But y'all, they do have 4 more days to bring in what they got to do 4 more days, not including like the witness, is to change everybody get this paper. You supposed to have that paper and that paper there and to change their information. Meanwhile, that they did leave it open. They did leave it open for outside people may hear something in the case. They may want to have something to say. They did leave that open. Okay. Now let's go over here. Let's see the inner city circle. That is my auntie oldest child, and he related to me and self love out here in these streets. As y'all know, Yolanda don't get up this year early. So anyway, we gonna see. Did he give us some up-to-date information? So we'll know exactly where we at. Right now, what we at now, we are getting down. We got to get down where we are at right now. If they doing a play, who said what? So they can basically get into the jury mind how the conversation went. Because they already have the text message, the iPod. They already have that. Okay, wait, let's go over here. Let's see what see the president. Let's see what family done did so far. Let's go here. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, let me see. I know exactly what I'm gonna have to do. Okay, let's see. Let me see, where are we at? Okay, we already did right now that what I had told you, you guys. Now we are what they were like. We were like 2 hours. Now it's been like 3 hours. Okay, let me go right here. This the Day number 24. I think I put day number 24. Even though that my week is hold on a second. Hold on a second. I already don't paid into this year. Y'all just bear with. Okay, y'all. What we got right here. This is Matthew. This is Matthew a ladder here. And Matthew ladder. Let me see. Let me make sure we are here. Make sure we are. This is Matthew ladder here. Let me extra trial. Okay, no, okay, now let me go ahead and put that there. Okay. Okay. This is the ladder that Matthew has for us. As this is basically something extra that he reading in the Sean Combs trial, the LA firearm. Then Lopez, if you want to know what Lopez, that J Lo, Lopez talked drugs and King Knight, KK drilling on video. Okay, this is all basically taking place. Anybody with inner city press put for us for right now. So when we saying with Lopez, we already know who we talking about. That J Lo. Hold up 1 second. Let's see what we are at. Ouch. Let's see what we at. Y'all, these gonna be okay. This here, this is from Matthew. Matthew also too. This is June 13 at 4:30 p.m. on September 16th. Inner City Press was told by its SDNY source to expert the big one, Sean Combs, the next day in a SDNY courtroom. I wonder, does that would that stand for Southern District, New York, something like that? I think so. Inner City Press published. Okay, this is about him publishing his book. These are the threads that he was talking about. Okay, this here with let me see, are you guys with me? Let me see, make sure you guys are with me. Here we go, right here. This here is dealing fact with this is dealing fact with Inner City Press. I think it's Southern. No, that can't be Southern District. No. I know it's S District, New York. So okay. Okay, on June 13, the Homeland Security, Homeland Security investigator, Los Angeles agent, were led to search 200 South Mapleton, testify about firearm, all initially in a safe. The personal assistant, Jonathan. Wait, hold up. No. Wait a minute, hold it. Lopez, no. Jennifer Lopez, let's keep that out of that. Scratch that. The personal assistant, Jonathan Lopez. Okay, not J-Lo. That's the only Lopez I could have thought of. Okay, the personal assistant, Jonathan Lopez, about to set up King's Night, buy drugs for Combs, and bring grill about possibility leak of Jane and entertainer sex video. Let me see what we got on this here thread right here. Okay, here we go. Let me see what we at now. This here happened. Basic is this here happened. Let me see. Make sure y'all here with me. Oh, y'all not here with me. Let me get this here. Hold up. Let me close that there out here. We are right here. We are right here. Okay, y'all. We right here. Let me make sure we are here together. Okay, right here. We are talking about day number 23. So this is from Friday. Okay. This is from Friday. And this okay, the state versus Sean Conn. US, that stand for the state. Fed, state, the same thing. Day 23, part 3, trying to full comment back on after Ye left many parts. Many said part 1 thread broken. Okay, he was talking about his thread, the notes that he had don't get. Y'all don't forget now, when I said they were J-Lo note, it's Jonathan, okay? Still J, but not that J-Lo there. Okay, this we gonna get down to in here. Okay, here we go. This here we gonna come from Friday the 13th at I think so like 12:50. Okay, they are back before jury in Cone and Xavier Xavier Donaldson. Your Honor want us to address the jury number 6. Judge, we can do the judge say we can do that another time. The state says, Coney, after Mr. Perez, we have exhibit to introduce so we can get our summary chart together over the weekend. Okay, y'all? Okay, now let me see where we at. Damn, I have always keep doing this here. Okay, let me summary chart over the weekend. Okay, we are right here. Y'all, we are getting from y'all, we going back from Friday. Usually, we always do the day behind what happened yesterday. Cause hey, Miss Regina, life again at 75. Big up yourself. Yes, it does. So y'all, so let me tell you, when we are doing this here, we always like getting it late, dealing with inner city press. Okay. And inner city press have been having problem. It is a normal thing, and y'all know I be having problem. It's a normal thing. Dealing fact having problem with it. Like he has said, dealing fact with the threads that he having a problem. The thread is basically like what is going on right now. So anyway, so I'm just not seeing this here. So he had to put this out today. Cause last night I was looking for it and I didn't see it. So anyway, we gonna get we already caught up right now as of 3 hours. We are up to date. Now we going backwards to see what happened Friday. But I had to get on them and let y'all know, dealing fact that what they trying to do. That King Tut is over there in that damn courtroom, got them people showing their ass. That's why they won't be still and hopping around all the damn play like damn jumping damn being just doing all kind of hands out. Right, 3 hours, yeah. Just doing, remember, Virginia, they doing all kind of hand sign, all that stuff in the courtroom. They won't sit their ass down. Any of that stuff there. Just all over the damn place. They don't even pick up another damn jewelry. Cutting up. They already thrown out one Friday for lying. Then they don't gather another. Y'all, this is Diddy and the voodoo Nas. This is Diddy with that voodoo shit from y'all. Remember we went and look at. Remember that tattoo that Diddy had on? I need to go ahead and get that stuff for my hair. Get stuff ready for my hair. But Diddy had with the voodoo prince. Remember we went and found him about 3 or 4 weeks ago about that tattoo on his back, and the tattoo was from Haiti, where he had jewelry on his back with the lady and the baby. So anyway, that is what we had. That is, they are there. Yeah, 6 weeks. We was here when we picked the jury, Miss Regina. The trial only started, we picked the jury 1 week, then the trial started 5 weeks. They started getting out, but 6 weeks based on the books, that when they start picking the jury and all that type of stuff here. And they started open statement 5 weeks ago. Okay. So, y'all hold up a second. Where those fans at? Okay. So anyway, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get down to the business. I got to put some bottles of water. Yeah, I've been here. Life began to sudden. Yes, I do. Yeah, I've been here. Me and self-love here, trying to get here. Okay. Y'all, we going to go back now to Inner City Press. I wonder, did I line that up right? Okay. This is from Friday, bringing us up to date. Okay, we already did this morning thing, so we up to date. So in the news that we should be getting out, it should be like what they don't did. Okay, hold on a second, y'all. Hey, everything okay?
Yeah, everything fine. I don't do it again.
All right, I'm right here doing the trial.
Oh, Lord.
Come over and see me. Okay, we'll talk in a few minutes.
All right.
Okay. All right, here we go. This is for Friday. The judge said, all rise. The jury enter in. The state, on the state, this is another lawyer from the state. Let me see. I'm gonna put the state. Let me see. Seimer. 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 I'm gonna try to pronounce it like that. Mr. Perez, were you subpoenaed? And do you have any immunity agreement? Jonathan Perez. Wait a minute, something's wrong. Wasn't that what Jonathan Lopez? Wait a minute, we'll get this here right. Jonathan Perez say, yes. The state said, let me show you this. What is it? Mr. Perez say, Mr. Cone, Gucci pouch. The state says, what was in the Gucci pouch? Perez say, drugs and money. The state says, now some text between whom? Perez say, me and Rob. State said, Rob said, will you locate his Gucci pouch in his bathroom? What did you say? Perez say, I text. There was no residue, and I and I did not steal any uh Abby, y'all. Abby, Abby. I guess so. They must have laughing. They laughed out loud. Okay. Um, I did not steal any Abby. I don't know what that is. Okay. The state said, meanwhile, what? Oh, okay. That Adderall. I didn't know. Y'all, I'm sorry. I didn't know. Okay, y'all. Y'all, I'm sorry. Y'all, I didn't know. What that okay, Adderall. Perez says, that's Adderall. Okay. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what they called that Abby. Hey, I'm not into this drug thing, so I wouldn't know, right? So okay, so the state said, a part of your employment, did you have any roles in this obtaining drug? Perez say, a handful, a handful of time. I would purchase grab them for someone outside. The state say, who are you getting the drugs for? Perez say, Mr. Combs. The state say, which drugs? Perez say, cocaine, X, what was that thing called? Xanax and Molly. The state says, how did you pay for the drug? Perez say, cash. The state say, where did you get the cash? Hold on a second, you guys. I gotta pull this here up. Hey, self-love, how I'm doing with the reading. You can tell I'm getting weight now, right? Okay, y'all, here we go. Self-love, how I'm doing. I'm gonna wait now. When it comes to that street stuff, I can read that. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. The state says, how did you pay for the drug? Perez say, cash. The state say, where did you get the cash? Perez say, security or the Gucci pouch. The state say, who is security? Perez say, filing. What that's filing. Damn, filing. Okay, I guess so. They call each other by their last name. What did you text? The state say, what did your text say here? Perez said, I text file. Okay, filing, filing. Okay, now say, I text file. I need 700 for the Gucci. No, for Gato for drugs. Gato for drugs. Damn, man. This is y'all. This is what took place Friday. The drugs did not go down Friday, but we just saying, we just catching up on our note. The state say, and this text, Perez say, I'm still waiting for the funds from TriStar, Mr. Cone business manager. Ooh, y'all, look at all these people. Okay. The state said, who would you interact with at TriStar? Perez said, Robin Green here. Okay. Robin Green here. Okay. And the state said, did you get a FaceTime from Mr. Cone from Jane House? Perez said, yes. So many people. Okay, Perez say, I dropped him at Jane House with his supplies. Then he called me a couple of hours later. The state say, how did Mr. Combs appear in the FaceTime? Perez say, angry and annoyed. The state said, could you see Jane face? Perez said, no, she was turned away. The state said, what did Cone ask? Perez said, for me to say if there Perez said, for me to say if there had been another female on the trip we had been on, I said no. The state say, had there been? Perez said, no. Okay, and then the state said, how did you react during this FaceTime? Perez said, pretty normal, I thought. Okay, go all the way down here. Let's go right here. Okay, here we go. Okay. This state says, what did you do? Perez said, I told Fal and KK that Mr. Cone was angry with his guests and that I was going to pick him up. State said, what is this? Perez said, the message between me and Fal and Mr. Cone on June 20th, 2024. I wrote need cash for his guests, ASAP. Okay. The state say, did you know what the money was for? Perez said, no. The state said, why did you leave work? Why did you leave working for Cone? Perez said, to avoid a situation like this. The state said, how did you feel about Mr. Cone? Perez said, great, the same way as when I worked there. The state said, no further question. Judge said, Mr. Steele, Cone brings it. Mr. Steele, that is Sean Diddy Cone lawyer. Mr. Cone is a motivator, right? Perez said, he is. Steele said, have you seen Mr. Cone cry? Let me show you something. Give me 1 second. Your Honor, may I hand him a book? Judge said, you may. Steele, Steele is 3605 and 3600 material, 3600 material. Okay, I'm gonna put it like this. Perez said, I cannot remember if he was crying, but this does remind me that he was upset. Cone said, Steele, as Cone lawyer, look again. Perez say, it does not refresh. Steele say, okay, you said that there was a lot going on. Do you remember this much? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me get back over in here. Okay, here we go. Okay. Okay. Still, okay, you said there was a lot going on. Do you remember the March? Okay, I guess so the March searches. Okay. Okay, that must when they busted the house. Okay. Okay. Perez say yes. Still say, you saw the news? Perez say, yeah. Cone said, have you been in the bedroom at 2 Star? Perez said, yes. Still said, did you ever see any firearms around? Any firearms there? Perez said, no. Still say, did you ever see him with firearm? Perez said, never. I only saw security with them. Still say, which y'all know that's Cone lawyer, still said, Before he is a man of notes, right? Perez say yes. Still say is he is a man respect in many fields. The state say objection. Still say, hold on a second, you guys, I'm coming. Okay. Still say, I ask this. You have worked with other celebrities. Perez say, yes. Still. And how many of them have security? And excuse me, no. And many of them have security, right? Perez say, they do. Still say, you mentioned Jane. You mentioned Jane. She was nice to you. Um, Perez say, yes. Still say, you call King Night personal time, right? Perez say, yes. Still say, Mr. Cone work, Mr. Cone worked long hours, right? Perez say, yes. Still say, because you work out at his home, sometimes business and personal get mixed, right? And then Perez said, correct. Okay. Still, setting up a King Night was that business personal? Perez said, personal. Still says, remember that Steele is Cone lawyer and buying drugs. I'm not saying you did it often, but that was a personal thing, right? Perez say yes. Steele say, and buying lingerie for Jane personal. Oh my God. Wow. Perez say personal. Basically, like this, he does this here. Not I'm not being like personal. Okay, you guys. Still say, did Jane always appear to you to be willing to participate in the King's Night? The the state says objection. Judge say overruled. Um, Perez say yes, always. Still say a small amount of drug personal use. The I see what they saying. They trying to say they trying to say to present to Perez, you use a little bit of drugs, right, for like a little personal use. That's what they saying. The judge, the state objection. The judge say that is sustained. Still say, can you estimate the percentage of your work, business, and personal? Perez say, I would say personal was 1%. Still say, Mr. Cone need help connecting. Damn. Mr. Cone need help connecting to Bluetooth. Perez say, yes. Still, he was not still still is the lawyer. He was not high tech. Oh God. Who's okay? Okay. Still, Mr. Cone. Okay. He's not high tech. And then Perez said he was not. Cone still say Mr. Cone was working on an album very hard, right? Perez say yes. Hold up a second, you guys. Let's go. We working here. Okay. Okay. We are at okay, we are back here when he said that okay, let's go back here. Mr. Cone was working on an album very hard, right? Perez said yes. Still said you and KK and Mr. Cone was very were close, right? Perez said yes. Still, but you are not saying it was sexual. Oh, still saying, but you not saying it was sexual. Perez say, I'm not. Still say the argument you saw on FaceTime, it was a verbal argument, not physical, as you saw it, right? Perez say, yes. Still said, you learned it was about jealousy. Perez say, yes. Still say, Jane, y'all, Jane Doe, don't get out, Jane Doe. Jane was very jealous. The state said, objection. The judge say, sustain, cone. I mean, this is still, you are about you are about the same age as Jane. Perez say, yes. Still, was Jane a strong and an independent woman? Perez say, yes. Still, you made purchase in sex stores and with the company credit card. Perez say, I did. Still say, but you don't know if Cone paid. I don't. Still, the hotel was put in your name. You had to go in to set up the rooms, right? Perez say yes. Still said, and if the room was registered as Sean Cone, they might be cameras outside, right? Perez says yes. Okay. Still, we we propose this exhibit. The state said, objection, judge. Do we need a sidebar? The state says. The state say there are numerous objection. We probably do need a sidebar, Your Honor. Judge say, okay, sidebar. Okay. Inner city press say they are back. Judge, this is what the judge say. You may proceed, but without showing this exhibit to the public in the gallery. Cone still. So, uh, Mr. Perez, the state said, make sure all the screens are turned off. They were and are. Okay, still, these are between you and Jane. What did you say to her? Perez said, I was setting up King's night. She was telling me what to get. Still say she is coordinated and setting. Still, this is what still that she is coordinating and setting it up here. The chef said that he is making his avocado toast. She asked for a hot tea and honey to go with heart emoji, and you apply Perez. I love you too. Still say, and you wrote Perez say, I wrote you have a good flight and dinner. I want a photo of you and volunteer reenact game. Okay, let's go. Okay, we are. Uh, okay, this is Jane. We're gonna go and look for this here. Okay, we're gonna go and look for this. Okay, this is something that we're gonna go. We're gonna jump right here into this here right now. Okay, Jane Cross. Okay. Sometime I think you said that you said for you and your I don't know what that is, what those accent are your child that was large had a big yard, right? Wait a minute. I think wait a minute. Sometime I think you said for you and your maybe maybe you and your blank, okay, or your child that was large and had a big yard, right? I'm sorry. The question answer is that I'm sorry. Can you refer my child as my child? Question, I correct myself, of course. For you and your child, you want a big backyard, right? Okay, I did. And you want a big home, I did. And also you wanted something for your child, but you also wanted something up to Mr. Cone taste level. Okay, and she said yes. Okay, now let's go right here. I don't know how um how that jumped in there, but we'll see. Okay, this is still we working from Friday. No Combs still is Sean lawyer. She said, hold on a second, y'all. I'm sorry, I didn't even put y'all on here. Hold on a second. Okay, Combs. That's still. She wrote to you. He looking for the smoke. You wrote comment. Wait a minute, hold a minute. Still, she wrote to you. He is looking for the smoke, and you wrote comment. Okay. Perez said yes. Okay. I think I'm getting that part there. Still, Your Honor, I don't I don't have any further question. Judge say, Miss Sharon, that's dealing with the state. Okay. The state was getting their thing. Okay, this is the state. Was getting those things for Jane part of your job? Perez says, yes. The state said, did you ever set up King's Night on vacation? Perez said, no. The state say, the state said, we can turn the public screen back on. Thank you. These items new hooch hooch what is hoochie? Is that personal? Perez say, not necessarily. I think that's what he's saying. Okay, let me go on over in here. Oh my God. Okay. Um, whew. Okay. Okay. Did you set up King's Night on vacation? He said, no. Can you turn? Okay, now they talking about turn on the screen. I'm turning the items on, this, that, and other. Not necessarily. State said, and the baby oil. Perez say personal. The state say part of your job. Perez say yes. Still say It was TriStar which designate the payment, not you, right? Perez say, right? Still, nothing further. Thank you. Judge says, let me see the attorney at the sidebar. Okay, you guys. That it brought us up to date. Oh my God, let me go. Let's go. Okay, you guys, that will bring us up to date at this is time here. Dealing fact, let me get right here. Where we are at. Okay, that will bring us up to date. Dealing fact, with have you heard from Yolanda and how she doing? No, I got to go and check. She probably sent me something on Snapchat. I got to go and check it out. Um, okay, y'all, that bring us up to date from Friday. Also, too, as you hear in the notes, it's a lot of players in this here. A lot of players that's in this here. Sometimes I come in light, sometimes I. Okay, now, uh, it is 12. What did you get? Did you got 12 o'clock? We finna go out in the streets. We gonna check on Inner City Press and see what he got so far for this in London. Y'all, I got to get on the machine. Y'all, I got to get on the machine, but I got to leave y'all something to entertain y'all while I'm on the machine. So we'll take a break. I have to get on that machine. Okay, now, do y'all wants to go back and listen what Tisha Tales got to say? I already broke down with y'all what she was trying to damn say. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me see. Let me see where we are at. Okay. Shout out. Let me see. Let me get us together here. Okay. Okay. Hold on 1 second. You guys, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all which one. I'm gonna give you. Wait a minute. Nope. I gotta give you guys something to entertain you guys while I'm trying to find you something to entertain you guys while I go and get on the machine. You guys go ahead and have your lunch. I'm gonna be on the machine. I don't know. It'll be like about 15, sometimes be 20 minutes. And I'm trying to give you something so I can talk to you guys while I'm gone. Everything that's up here is allegedly. I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm just going through and we just watching it all together. Okay, let me go and check on Inner City Press and make sure we up to date with him. Okay, let me make sure the Inner City Press we are up to date with him. Okay, Matthew, well, let's see. Do we got anything that Matthew need to tell us before I go and get on the machine? 4 hours ago. Okay, here we go. We got something that took place. Just one. Okay, we going back over to Inner City Press. And don't forget, y'all, I got to go and get on the machine. Inner City Press, this is what took place just an hour ago. Let's get caught up with Inner City Press, and then we're gonna do some things after that. Hold 1 second. Let me get you up to date with Inner City Press is saying. More reply. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I don't got myself down there. Don't. Okay. This is where we are at. Hold on a second. Let me. How did I get there? Okay, wait a minute. It was something that went across by for an hour ago. Where did I miss that at? Back? Okay, we don't did that. Let's go right in here. I thought I saw something just come from an hour ago, but wait, let me just see something. Mhm. Let's go in here. Let's see what's happening. Okay, you guys, I have pulled up a note from Inner City Press, a letter. I got to go and get on the machine, and let me just give y'all something. And I'll be coming back and forth to give y'all something to someone that can be talking to y'all while I'm going ahead and get on the breathing, while I can go and get on the breathing machine. But I do got it set up here. Where we gonna go on next? But this here letter, the next letter is 14 pages. 14 page letter. I got to get on the machine. Give me a moment. You guys go ahead and have your lunch. And let me see. And I'm gonna get something for to entertain y'all while I'm on the machine. Okay, let me go right here. I don't want to give you guys nothing that gonna basically like get me in some kind of I don't want to get y'all in nothing that it can basically like take like I'm taking somebody else's story. So if I can stick right here into the news part, that'll be okay. Let me see what this space it is trending. Let me see what's happening now. Okay, no, I don't want to be bothered there. Hold on. Let me go and see something real quick. Hold on a second. I'm trying to see where we are at. Okay, I found some. We're gonna listen to Tisha. Let's listen to Tisha Tales because she got 32 minutes, 33 minutes on her live, and then that'll give me time to get on the machine and get off. Okay, you guys, let me get us set up here, and you guys get your coffee and get your lunch so we can get all these notes what we got here. Let me see. Here we go. Okay, okay, here we go. How could it be? See, this is what I can't understand. How could it be the worst weekend when it just started? How could it be? Hold on a second. How could
There's
it be the
something
worst week ever
groundbreaking
and it
and
just
shocking
started?
that just happened. Juror number 6,
Hold on a
of
second, you
course,
guys.
has been dismissed. The
Thank
judge gave a
you. Thank you for
whole
the
long line
time.
of reasons. But you guys, it's not over. There is a second juror that seems to be in trouble. There is a second juror that seems to be in peril. You guys, we need to talk about this, okay? We put our ear to the street. We've been hearing some stuff about why this happened, what's going on, this, that, and the third. And we wanted to come out and share it with you guys. You guys, Diddy can kiss whatever chances he had. Go by. And get this. It seems like hold on. It seems like after juror number 6 got dismissed, okay? It just happened moments ago. They brought up a second juror that nobody talked about. That is in peril. You guys, let's get into these notes really quick, and then I'll take a few questions, and then I got to run back into the courtroom because you know. All right, okay? Now, first of all, they address what's going on with Bonner. You know, they are trying to get a mistrial, saying she did this, she did that, she perjured, she lied, she did this, that, and the third. The judge came out and said there is absolutely no evidence of that. Stop breaking this Fulton County nonsense into this good Southern District in New York court. At this point, Diddy's team has made a circus out of what a mistrial means. Now, hear me out. They got to try. They're being paid millions to try. But yet and still, I think this is going to point out that when you hear them call for a mistrial, they will call it on the thinnest of bases. And they're throwing spaghetti against the wall or something ish against the wall, and they are hoping it actually sticks. Also, you guys, have you checked out my merch store? So I have notebooks, I have t-shirts that say Yana Diddy did it. I have sweatshirts, I have tank tops, I have mugs. I finally have merch. This is just one thing, but we have other merch too. Please go and support and check out the merch store. We have mugs, we have coffee mugs, we have tank tops. The tank tops say Yana Diddy did it. Okay, fine, I'll stop tooting my own horn. But there's a merch store. Click on the links and check it out. All right, now, they say that Bonner is not grounds for mistrial. Why is Bonner not grounds for mistrial? Because it actually happened, first of all. But second of all, the prosecution is now trying to get in phone calls from Rob Holiday. They're saying Bonner made it up. They said, is it not true? You lied to this jury. Okay, but since you said that she lied, they can bring extraneous evidence. Again, Bonner never filed a civil lawsuit. She never told anybody that she was suing. She never even told anybody what was going to happen. You guys, we're going to get into the second juror really quick, and I have some insight to you on that. But first, let me just get through this, okay? And then we'll get into what happened when juror number 6 was dismissed, and then the second juror, okay? I'll be quick, but let me just go through this, right? Because it leads up and it stacks up on what's going on, okay? So anyway, they were like, what? They were like, so the prosecution has been like, listen, you're saying she's lying. You're saying it doesn't exist. You opened the door for this. How about we bring in Rob Holiday? Who is Rob Holiday? At one time, he was Bonner's good friend, but he was also a really, really great friend, or good friend with Sean Diddy Combs. So how does that happen? This incident that Diddy keeps swearing never happened and Bonner lied. And here's the thing. She might have gotten the date wrong. She said they was high. They said it was 10 years ago. We get it. However, their whole point of the matter is, if nothing happened, then why did Rob Holiday, during a get-together and Diddy's backyard from his Homely Hills home or whatever, why did he have Rob call Bonner and said, yo, I'm paraphrasing, but Diddy wants to settle, and you shouldn't sue because Diddy wants to settle. Now, she did not, in fact, settle with Diddy, okay? She did not settle with Diddy. But again, if all this is lies, then why would Diddy, the cheapest person in the world, and he got to be because you got your house rated because you want to give Little Rod 30, 40, 50,000, however much you want it, and you got your whole career and your legacy destroyed because you played in Cassie's face and didn't want to give, you played in Cassie's face, and she ended up following her lawsuit, but that sparked the investigation with the Southern District of New York, New York State, and New York City. But Southern District of New York actually took it over. Why would you call and have this man call on your behalf to settle with something that never even happened? And they said the settlement negotiations, I believe, sources are saying, started at $1 million. Again, why would you do that? Okay, Diddy's team was fighting, no, you got to keep the evidence out of court. That's not fair, that's not fair, that's not fair. They came back and said, so anyway, the judge came back and said, and they're like, and because first of all, they wanted the evidence kept out, saying, no, you can't bring the phone call of Rob Holiday into it because it's hearsay upon hearsay. It was a FaceTime call, first of all, right? And Bono might have actually recorded it. I don't know. But anyway, let's bring Rob Holiday in here and see what they have to say. Diddy's team is fighting against that whilst simultaneously saying that they want a mistrial because Bono lied. Do you see the games that they play? The fact that they know this was true. The fact that they know that this wasn't a mistrial, right? I mean, they knew it was true. The fact that they knew Bono was doing this and they're still trying to get a mistrial, they just want it going and coming. But you can't have it both ways. Why do you want the evidence excluded if it didn't happen? Now you're trying to say it's all lie and you want a mistrial. The judge said no, it is not grounds for a mistrial. He will decide on whether that FaceTime call can come into evidence because the government is saying since you called her a liar, it 100% proves that something happened. She might have gotten the date wrong by maybe it happened on the 22nd or the 21st. Maybe it it couldn't have happened on the 26th because they have that thing. But maybe it happened on the 22nd, the 21st, the 20th. The point of the matter is it happened, okay? Now listen, hey, how are you? Diddy came in smiling. He was feeling himself tiptoeing in the court, I think he thought some of these mistrials were going to be answered. I think he thought that he was going to be able to keep juror number 6 and some of these mistrials won't go through. I don't know what his lawyers are telling him, but he needs to stop listening. All right. He came in smiling after the judge said this, not so much. He got that serious look on his face and his head was cocked to the side, right? Now, here's the thing. Then the judge went into juror number 6, right? And he had some good points. He said, listen, first of all, I want to tell you guys, he said, this amount of scrutiny is not required. So he let the court already know, in my tentative decision on Friday, I had a right, okay? I thought, he's like, I had a right to stand in my ruling. But because Xavier said stuff and the court takes that very seriously, he looked into it more, right? Now, he said this morning, right? He said Friday morning, we got into it, right? And I expressed my preliminary view that the record was insufficient to remove because just as an offhanded conversation, he didn't really see a point of removing it. Remember in the document, the 14-page document that Diddy filed, they were stunned in fact, that the judge, right, would actually completely turn around what he said, what he felt. But again, the judge said that Friday morning, I expressed my preliminary view that based off of the information at hand, the record was insufficient to remove the juror, right? Now, the government filed a paper saying, okay, listen, it's up to you whether you're going to remove them, but we do think that these inconsistencies are sufficient enough. We think the juror might have issues with candor, and the candor goes to the qualification of you being a juror. See, here's the thing with a juror, right? It is a test of honesty. And I'm not saying that juror lied, but you have to be a lot of candor. So when somebody asks you where you live, there's only 2 questions that when you go into a jury, they really care about. I mean, there's a lot, but these are the 2 basics. Where do you live to make sure you're in jurisdiction? And also, have you ever been arrested? You have to be overly forthcoming. You have to explain a lot. Why? Because you need candor. Because there can never be a hint or a thought or anything that you were trying to stack the deck in your favor. Now, this is a high profile case. People write books from being on the jury. You get to go on the press circuit. Now, I'm not saying juror number 6 was interested in that, but in high profile cases, there are reasons that people want to stay. Sometimes you just want to put your finger on the scale, whatever that may be, but ask yourself, why would you want to be there and judge whether somebody is guilty or innocent unless you have a clear bias? When you have to twist stories to go, but it's not over, right? The defense, right? The defense, when the judge was like, listen, let's talk to him. The defense Friday were the first ones to say in the morning, further questioning would have a chilling effect on a juror. So they were trying to say that if you ask the juror to even clarify, that's going to have a chilling effect. The juror might get mad. The juror might get angry. It might actually push the juries. They might feel like they're being watched. They were saying, don't ask any more questions. Just let that man keep going. Now, I did a video where it's like Diddy's obsession. Clearly, they're fighting. In the paper, they said that even if you brought in another juror that was black, it wouldn't be the same as that juror, which made me think, Diddy, why do you want that juror so much? Here's the thing. All the jurors, including the alternates, are all sitting in 3 rows. So the alternates are hearing and seeing everything that the 12 jurors see. There's 6 alternates, 12 jurors. So you can't make the argument, oh, well, they was working really hard and they was all together and now they're bringing in someone new and they're going to have to catch them up. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. All the jurors were sitting there and they were all together. They all got the same show. Again, why is it so important that you keep that juror? Hey, good morning. My mind keeps going back to the nodding, the Diddy. Diddy feeling like he's on Tinder and he's making a Match.com. Now, I'm not suggesting at all that the juror was feeling Diddy. However, if you buy into the argument that Diddy has been trying to testify through body language without saying a word, then it leads me to believe, yeah, why do you want that juror so bad? Why do you want that juror so bad, right? Listen, anyway, the defense was in a uproar, of course, right? And they put on the record that they don't think that the inconsistency was enough for dismissal, right? So the judge said, or Judge Aaron was like, so you know what I did? And I got to give the Judge Aaron, he put a lot of thought into this. Judge Aaron is a person of color, right? And people of color can often know what it is to have diversity and look at it from a perspective that somebody that is Black American would as well. So it's just an interesting thing. And he really said he took time to look it over, okay? And he put seriously thought because like Donaldson said, this is a very diverse jury and we need more diversity in the juries. And you do have a right to be judged by your peers, and your peers are also people that experience what you experience in a way that someone as open-minded as they have. Again, you might be white, right? You might not know what it is to walk into a store and immediately start being followed around by store security. Immediately when you pull out a credit card, they want to see ID. They're checking signatures. You might not know what that feels like, but I can say I know what it feels like a lot, and it's happened to me at various phases. And it's happened to me. But again, the point of the matter is that when you are just like I might emphasize what it means to be Indian or Latino or Southeast Asian or whatever. And people might tell me, but the actual experiences of growing up as an Indian, a Latina, or Southeast Asian, or even a white woman, I can only imagine. And there's something about lived experience that juries actually need because it does add to the pair. So Judge Aaron was like, wait, I want to be really, really careful about this. One, grounds for mistrial, grounds for this, grounds for that. It's going to affect everything. And there's a lot of eyes on this case. But most of all, he wanted to be fair in the interest of justice, right? And he said, listen, there were clear, he said this. So I took time to think about it. But I kept coming back to the same thing, that one, there were clear inconsistencies. And there was further inconsistencies upon questions, right? In the voir dire, he said A. In the robing room, he made an offhand comment that said B. And when he was casually re-questioned, he didn't know. Juror number 6 didn't know. When he was casually re-questioned, right? There was a third answer, okay? He said, This makes me believe and shows that the juror might lack candor or even shading. Again, two fundamental questions. Where do you live and with who do you live? We got three different answers, right? Now, he did say maybe we could go and ask him a fourth time, but this goes to the heart of what a juror is. The juror is expected to have candor on all questions because you don't even want people to think, let alone be making an argument that you have hidden agendas. You are not being honest. And it does say something that if you're willing to shade something like that for the juror, again, in real life, this wouldn't be an issue. You just have a conversation. People have miscommunication all the time. But if you're getting into the heart of what it means to be a juror, no, right? And get this, she said for all the defense's motions and all their briefs and papers, right? The defense themselves didn't deny that the question of candor exists. You're saying we should look it over in the interest of diversity, right? And they said that, yes, we understand that like a black juror replaced for a white juror does feed into typical historic underrepresentation, right? And he said, and I want to make it very clear. He was giving like very clear. He said the court takes seriously all things, questions and issues related to race and diversity, right? But he said this, that said, taking the defense advisement and asking further questions, it's a non-starter, right? Because the answers have already shifted. And now we're trying to invite more shifting. Because that's what it is, more shifting, right? The juror has opened the bottle, and the juror cannot put the genie back in the bottle. To the defense's point, and I know the defense is like, oh, why we make that argument? He said to the defense's point, right? The further questioning could have a negative impact on the jury. It could make it seem like it's hostile. We don't believe them or watching them. Again, it could have a chilling impact. So even if we asked another question like you're suggesting now, your first argument back in Friday, Diddy's team, that it could have a chilling effect, he said that's a good point. Why, when we already know what it is, do we need to give a fourth round to have more shifting answers? And he said, and also, this is exactly why we have alternate jurors. This is the sole reason of us having alternate jurors. So that when there is any issue, any whiff, anything that we're just like, I don't know about that, we bring the alternate jurors in, right? Listen, they said, I get what Diddy's team is saying. Diddy ain't getting a mistrial off of this. And he's not getting an appeal. He said, I get Diddy's team thing about diversity. I get it. But this jury doesn't raise these concerns of diversity. Usually the juries are all white or all whatever. He said this jury, like Mr. Donaldson argued, right, and argued very well, is one of the most diverse juries that they're ever seen in the Southern District of New York. So even this guy goes, okay, it's still a super, super diverse. And he said, I also have to say this. It is improper to let race factor into a process when we are talking about issues about truth and candor. Again, not implying the juror lied, but there needs to be a certain level of candor, a heightened level of candor that exists when you are, when you are on a jury, all right? He cited Batson v. Kentucky, right? And he said, no defendant has a right for a jury that is all your race. I know we can get into that, but Batson was a completely different case. But they said where it applies, right? They also said that race is unrelated to justice. And we cannot let that factor in when there are issues related to candor, which goes to the heart of what a jury member is, right? Now, they said for that reason, juror number 6 is replaced, right, against the defense's objections. And the first alternate will come in, right? He also turned around and said, and let me say also with this, the defense is bringing up things where there is no basis, saying the government is discriminating, the government's doing this, the government, he said I've checked the record through and through, there's absolutely at every level no basis. They're bringing up the search warrant again. They're bringing up the fact that like, they're bringing up the search warrant. They're bringing up the fact of like, oh, you treated us meanly. They're bringing up all these things and they are trying to play the race card. And I hate that Diddy even has me using the term race card because I usually find that term so offensive as a black person. When you talk about discrimination, when you talk about this, when you talk about that, you're not playing the race card. You're telling what reality is. But Diddy, he's playing the race card. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, right? Listen, he said the defense keeps bringing up issues where there is no basis. And they said, and if you do have a basis, if you do see something improper, then you need to put it in writing and literally ask the court to move for that. So he's basically trying to say, it's like you guys are trying to say this deck is stacked against you, but I'm just like, yo, okay, so like, what's the issue? Like, let's talk about it. Is something going on? Do I need to get involved? That's what the judge is saying to defense. Do I need to get involved? Is there something going on? And when you say, okay, but wait, what's going on? They're like, oh, well, never mind. We don't want to talk about it. But then every time they can to the media, they're like, this is unfair. The prosecution's racist, this and that. If you feel, and the judge finally said, if you feel so strongly about that, then you need to start putting it in writing and going in front of the court so the court can address and solve the issues. My issue is, I don't think they want to address and solve the issues. I don't think anything. I think they know there's nothing there. I think what they're trying to do is create a media sandstorm to create the implication there's something improper. Because don't forget, what did Diddy say? He didn't say he would pardon Diddy if he's innocent, because if he's innocent, I would assume he would get not guilty. He said he would pardon Diddy if he gets treated unfairly. Now, we can have the argument again on whether Trump is actually going to pardon Diddy. That's a non-starter. The whole point is also, you guys, I have merch in my merch store. I have journals. I have Diana, Diddy Did It shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts. I have drinking bottles. I have coffee cups. Go ahead and support your girl. This is just one thing, but I do finally have merch. Yes, I took time over this weekend and made merch. The links are in, well, actually, if you're on YouTube, or just below, you can scroll my merch. But just go into the store. There's a lot of stuff there, okay? And also, let me know what other merch you'd like to see, because I can make more, okay? But I do like that Yana. It's like Yana t-shirts, and in the back, it's like Diddy Did It, and tank tops, sweatshirts, all that stuff. Anyway, but there's merch, okay? Anyway, y'all. The whole point of the matter is getting back to this thing of bases. Diddy doesn't, it doesn't matter whether at this point whether Trump is going to pardon Diddy or not. Because I don't think that Diddy will actually get pardoned by Trump. But that doesn't mean Diddy doesn't think he can get. And all Diddy has to do in his mind, he thinks, and again, he's grasping at straws, but he's desperate, is create the illusion he's being treated unfairly. And if that is, that will be enough to serve up to Trump. But you need to get the narrative in the media. Oh, he's being unfair. I heard the jurors did this. I heard prosecution doing that. That is why the judge shut all that down and said, if you see something, then you need to say something. Because if you don't see anything, then you need to stop all this chatter. Because there is an actual legal process to address everything you've said and put it on the record. And you guys are not taking it, which makes me think, well, y'all already know what I think, right? Now, here's the thing. He also said the issues addressing the two jurors. Now, when that happened, I was like, what? Two jurors. What are y'all talking about, right? I said, who? They said, we've addressed one juror. The issue with the other juror, you need to address in a separate issue. I said, who is addressing anything in a separate issue? Again, I'm like, who is the second juror? They said questions for race, right? And he said, first of all, when we address these questions, race can absolutely, he said it won't come into play. So just shut it down right now, which leads me to believe that whoever the second juror is, they are a person of color or they're black. Again, this is very direct. For them to say that race won't come into play, and I doubt Diddy's team is going to complain about getting a white juror kicked off, because I think they actually want that, right? Interesting enough, I really don't think with juror number 6, it was even a race issue. I think they wanted that juror for a reason. But get this, right? They said race won't come into play, okay? Westmoreland and Brian and Mark Agnifilio were huddling after the judge issued that, right? The second juror is in trouble, okay? Now, I thought Friday something happened, but I put my ear to the ground and it's a little bit different. Whatever the issue is with the second juror, because of maybe what happened with juror number 6, and this is why it is important to have a zero tolerance thing. Because what happened with juror number 6, I think all the jurors saw. And get this, juror number 7, or whatever they are, let's just call them number 7. I don't know if they are number 7. There was something that happened, like whatever the juror is. I'm just saying 7. I don't know if it's juror number 7. There was something that happened in the courtroom that he immediately, and when I say the courtroom, I mean the robing room. They weren't in front of us. That immediately he bought, or she bought, they bought to the judge's attention, to the court's attention. So whatever the issue is, they are being 100% candor. Do you see how that works, right? There will always be miscommunications, but you expect the juror to have utmost candor. You expect the juror to tell you what's going on without you having to investigate, and you expect the juror to sit there and be completely candid, not honest, but I mean, honesty is candor, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not implying juror number 6 was lying, but you expect the juror to be completely candid and bring what they know concerns to the court and let the court decide if that's an issue. That is what this juror did. So you guys, this is breaking news. Maybe they are clearing that jury out like, even though I will say the next juror is the next juror actually is a black man. So I think it's going to be, the alternate juror is a black man, right? That's going to be moved down. So I think it's going to be really, really interesting. First of all, I'm going to have my ear to the ground to see exactly the issue they brought to the court. But that new juror, that second juror that's in trouble, brought the issue to the court and said, hey, do with it what you want. I stand by your decision, but I wanted to bring this to. And again, this is why it is so important to be 100%, have a lot of candor, and also zero tolerance for nonsense. Because if Judge Aaron had been like, oh, whatever, and listen to like what Diddy's team said, oh, whatever, like it's just, y'all tripping, it's fine, like who cares, Jersey, New York, it doesn't matter where you live. If he had been lenient, there's a chance that when this other thing happened for the other jury, they would have been like, it's not that big a deal, and they would have made a decision on whether they thought it was a big deal or not. They would have made their decision and not brought it to the court, and that could have caused bigger issues or resulted in a mistrial. But instead, Judge Aaron had a zero tolerance policy for any of nonsense, and he set the tone for the other jurors to be fully aware and fully honest about what is going on. Now, here's the interesting that's going to be, what's Diddy going to do? What's Diddy going to do? Because here's the thing, if this juror gets kicked off, there's going to be another black man. The next alternate to come in, I believe, is a black man, right? Because the other one that took juror number 6 spot, he is a white man. There was a white man, and the other juror is black. So how are you going to argue this? How are you going to argue this? Are you now on the side of just kicking people out because you just spent all weekend yelling about no, the sanctity that we need this juror, and now what are you going to? It's not a big deal. Let it go. Y'all tripping. What are you going to argue now that it can work in your favor? This guy gets out of here, and you can have someone that you think will be more lenient. Rose J, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rose J, for the super chat. Also, there's about 6,000 of y'all in here. Can y'all please hit the like button? Just double check the screen. Give me some likes. Y'all know I'm trying to grow. I'm out here fighting the good fight. We are doing what we can. So again, it's going to be interesting. Is Diddy team going to flip, right? Or are they going to do something more interesting, more important? I will say that Shapiro, Westmoreland, and Brian, they were all in a huddle. Diddy's whole team was melting down. This is not good for Diddy. The jury, I did stay to watch to see the jury walking back in, right? Diddy was passing notes furiously to Mark Agnifilio. I will say it does look like they broke up that little triangle. They didn't just slide someone over. All the jury was, the jury just didn't get one person at it and everybody slid over a seat. It actually moved things along. I will say one juror looked like they came in and had a problem. Just was sitting there looking mad. And I was like, in my head, you better fix your face because the judge is not playing. playing. Pam D, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, you guys, please double tap to like. Listen, you don't need to hit the like button. Just double, if you're watching on your screen, just double tap to like. I would appreciate that. Anyway, you guys, they broke up that problem triangle. Again, that other juror, Honeybee Therapy, thank you so much for the super chat. That other juror that everybody's talking about, or some people are concerned about, they're sitting right across from the prosecution. And now the prosecution has people in court all the time watching every movement that Diddy makes to the jury and to the back. They are watching that mofo like a hawk. Again, they are watching that mofo like a hawk. It could be nothing. It could be whatever, but they have people all over the courtroom whose job is now just to stare at the jury and also stare and see what Diddy is doing. G Holmes 21, thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, morning everybody. Oh, thank you so much. I am Radine. Listen, at the end of the day, right? Listen, at the end of the day, it is, oh, Maria Morales, thank you so much for the super chat. At the end of the day, it actually is what it is. There's a lot of questions raised. We're going to have to see how that breathes life into the channel. But hey, it is. Oh, also Lisa McClung said, good morning, Tisa. So glad I woke up in time for live. Keep up the great work. Much love. You guys, thank you so much. I posted a video this morning because I was like trying to get some tea for you guys. I ended up posting a video. I was half in and outside. But anyway, I just wanted to show off my merch. But y'all, what do y'all actually think about this? I think it is a lot. It's going to be interesting to see if Diddy's team makes an argument that they should actually now kick somebody off the jury, so the alternate, when they just said that it's a big deal and it's going to have a chilling effect. And I will say one thing, the prosecution is not playing with those jurors. Let's also not forget the prosecution is starting. I'm sorry, it's resting this week. Brendan Paul is expected to testify today. You know, turn your notifications on. I'm coming out straight after Brendan Paul. But let's also not forget that the Brendan Paul's testifying. They just got evidence admitted with that secret phone Diddy had with KK. They said Bonna testimony will not be thrown out. And on top of that, they are not moving for a mistrial. The prosecution is trying to bring in evidence from Rob Holiday that Bonna actually was telling the truth. There's so many bad things that happened for Diddy this weekend. And baby, we love to see it. There were so many bad things that happened for Diddy. You guys already know. I truly believe that man is a monster. And I believe anybody that's protecting him is a monster, okay? There has been no sightings of Kanye West. Diddy's defense is launching next week, so it is going to be a hell of a baloo of a time. I will also say, too, people saying that they don't see Rico. Baby, y'all don't know what Rico is. I am going to maybe do a live tonight about is it Rico and actually outline what they've proven so far. There's a summary witness that's in trial today. The summary witness is when they tie all the text messages, all the legal background, all that. They tie it into current testimony. Ivy Curtis said, good morning, Tisa. Information about pardons. The presidential pardon can only cover federal offenses, while state pardons are granted by the governor or the state board of pardons. I completely agree with you guys, but right now it's unbeknownst to us whether there is a state investigation in New York, California, or in Miami. Again, this is where Diddy's playground was. It would not surprise me if he gets pardoned. They'll go after him, but you never know. I just don't honestly think, I hope not, that the presidential pardon comes down. I don't think that any administration, let alone Trump's, wants an Ishtar standing next to Diddy. Now, on the way out, if Trump plans to leave office, on the way out, maybe there will be a pardon in the books. I don't know. Trump has done some controversial stuff and pardoned some controversial people. But as of right now, I don't think that Trump could. I don't think that any politician would want that Ishtar. Now, there is something to be made that after he's done jail for 2, 3, maybe 4 years, there might be a pardon forthcoming from either Trump or a new administration coming in. But I think it will probably be a leading administration. And let's not forget, every administration that leaves after every 4 years, they might find a way to, no matter what it is, to be like, oh, he served enough time. Let it go. New evidence. You see what I'm saying? But as of right now, I don't think anybody's administration could actually justify a pardon. And by justify, I mean, like, why would you even want to take that political weight? Why would you even want that? Why would you basically catch the stray for that mofo? Where that's the one thing I can say. Diddy has united left, right, center, libertarian, like left side, center, libertarian, MAGA, ultra liberal, anarchist. He's united everyone. When everybody's like, yeah, I believe that mofo's guilty. He has united everyone. All right. Listen, let me tell you guys. Listen. I'm going to keep you updated. I have to run back into the courtroom because I don't want to miss Brendan Paul's testimony. But I'm telling you right now, and I know people are like, oh, he said 90% of the people in the courtroom says they don't. That's not true. That is not true. Listen to the legal atlas. Bernard from Burden of Proof. She feels like the prosecution pulled her case. The people that were prosecutors, the people that were actually lawyers that are in the courtroom, and seasoned veterans, right? And also even like YouTubers that know that they are saying that the government is proven RICO. Listen, sex trafficking, you don't need 100 victims. You only need one. Everybody agrees that Cassie was at least one. Jane, the second. With RICO, you only need 2 underlying predicates. Right now, Diddy has obstruction from that secret phone. He has kidnapping, bribery, sex trafficking. Baby, the list goes on and on and on and on. The government has proven their case. And that's the thing with governmental cases. You don't need a million examples. You only need one. For RICO, you only need 2 acts. For sex trafficking, you only need 1. They have proven their case beyond a reasonable doubt. And again, this would explain why Diddy is fighting so hard to make sure that juror number 6 stayed in there. However, we all know what happened with juror number 6. So that is that, right? Anyway, you guys, listen, I'm not Nostradamus, nor do I pretend to be, but I do know from sitting in that courtroom. Listen, a lot of people, and I don't want to talk about anyone in particular because, you know, everybody out here grinding. This is no disrespect, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but I will say that Diddy's, does he have PR on the ground? I don't know, because they are doing a horrible effing job if he does. But there are a lot of narratives being pushed, and I don't think they're coming organically from people sitting in the courtrooms. I think they are talking to people that maybe they don't realize or not are very, very pro-Diddy. You guys know I am very, very, if you want to call it, on the fight of I think that there should be some type of accountability, and I am waiting for that day. But if you get what I'm saying, right? If you get what I'm saying, everybody has their own bias. But I will say that I'm a fierce advocate for survivors of SA, survivors of DV. I'm a fierce advocate for that. Everybody knows that. If you don't know, welcome to my channel. But I am, so I'm always going to say that someone that treated women and men like that.
Okay, let's go up here. Let's go. Let's see what about where you're at. Okay. Okay, let me see. You got knocked the out, man. Hey, you guys, I'm doing it. Yeah, that's what it just sounds.
What's going on, y'all, and happy Monday. I hope everybody out there had a fantastic weekend. All the fathers out there, I hope that you were celebrated for being a king and doing king shit to take care of your kids and your responsibilities as a man. And so with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump off into these topics. So I want to talk about juror number 6. Now, I briefly talked about this during my last video about how juror number 6 has the prosecution team feeling a little bit uneasy with his antics because his mannerisms seems to conclude that he's siding with Diddy. So since juror number 6 seems to be visibly perturbed as some of the stories that are coming out of some of the witnesses' mouths on that stand, it seems as though that the prosecution team is electing to remove this particular juror and have him replaced. Now, the problem is that Diddy's team is citing that this is some type of racial issue due to the fact that he's an African-American man, and they have filed to actually have a mistrial based off of that. Now, this is the third time that Diddy's team has filed for a mistrial in this case. I don't know if the judge is going to grant it, because I personally believe that there's a higher power that's hovering over this case. Now, another thing that transpired is the fact that Ye showed up to the courtroom and actually supported his friend in Diddy. He didn't stay that long according to reports and things of that nature, but he was there. So a lot of people are calling Kanye out for wearing all white, given the fact that Diddy used to throw so many white parties, and there's so many rumors surrounding those parties. And given the reaction that I've seen all over social media about Ye showing up to Diddy's trial, people just seem particularly like stunned and puzzled that he would show up wearing all white. But anyway, I want to play you guys some clips of credible individuals discussing the situation dealing with juror number 6, and then I'll be back.
And moments ago, juror number 6 on the Diddy trial was kicked off the jury, with the judge saying there's reason to believe that he intentionally deceived the court so that he could get on the jury. Now, the issue over juror number 6 has been looming all week, and it all started with an offhand comment he made about living in New Jersey. So juror number 6 is a black man who's 41 years old and from the Bronx. Or so he said. During voir dire, he told the court that he lives with his girlfriend and his daughter in an apartment in the Bronx. But then last week, he said that he moved to New Jersey to live with his girlfriend. It may not be permanent, but he spends most of his time there. So then the court started looking into it to see if he even qualified to be a juror in a New York City trial. But then he changed the story and said, no, I still have my New York City apartment and I stay there at least 4 to 5 days a week. He was then asked where his daughter lives, and he said, well, she was born in New Jersey, she lives in New Jersey. Asked about his Bronx apartment, he said he lives there with his aunt. So as the judge was addressing this issue, he noted several inconsistencies in his statement. So then the judge said, where does this leave us? And when I tell you in the courtroom, everyone was on pins and needles. The judge said this can come down to two things. Either this juror can't follow simple instructions, or he's intentionally deceiving the court. The judge said this brings up serious issues about his candor or his ability to follow the court's instructions. And then the judge went on to explain, this is exactly why we have alternates. At this point, Diddy is just shaking his head no. And that's when the judge says this juror will not be returning on Monday. Diddy is upset. He slightly tosses his arms up and adjusts himself in the chair. Now Diddy's attorney Xavier Donaldson stands up and said in a very polite way, Judge, I have no idea what you're talking about. There are plenty of people in New York City who go back and forth between New Jersey and New York to see significant others. He said at the very least, let him come out and explain. He went on to say that this juror has sacrificed a great deal. He's here every day, on time, for weeks, taking notes. And then he threw shade. He said, this one is attentive. I can't say that for all of them. And then Xavier Donaldson, who is black, said, there is something I have to say, something I am obligated to say. In my 25 years practicing here in the Southern District, I have never seen a jury this diverse. He said this is proof that we are moving in the right direction, and that actually since 1990, we've been moving backwards. He said clearly this man is competent. He can read, he can write, he has a good job. This is not a good look. At this point, Diddy is nodding in agreement, and then Xavier Donaldson says, I don't like to play the race card unless I have it in my hand. I'm not saying I'm playing it now, but the facts are the facts. Then Diddy's lead attorney, Mark Agnifilo, stands up, said, I just want to say for the record that there is a difference between principal jurors and alternates. Then Brian Steele stands up and says, I just want to say that this information has been known since the jury selection process, and it's funny how now that jurors have been making faces and reacting, does it become a problem? I don't know about all that, because remember, it was an offhanded comment that this juror made last week that sparked all of this. And now one of the prosecutors is responding to Donaldson, saying that he is suggesting that we make this decision based on race. And I will say that this juror did put in the work, that he has been paying attention, but so have the alternates. The judge is very calm. He tells them, listen, I hear you. And then says, if this juror said, listen, I go back and forth between New York and New Jersey, it would be all good. He said all of these questions are pretty straightforward, unless he wanted to be on the jury. He says if I keep him, there will be a perception that the jury is tainted. Now remember I told you Diddy is an unofficial member of his own defense team. Well, he is writing on these blue sticky notes, handing it to his attorneys. And when he sees that the judge is not budging, he takes off his glasses and then just slowly shakes his head. At one point, I thought he was going to stand up, but he was just handing more sticky notes off. Now, it doesn't seem like the judge is going to change his mind, but he said, if anything changes, I will let you guys know. And then Diddy turns to his family. His sons, Justin and Christian, were there, and his mom. But usually in court, particularly in the afternoon, Justin and Christian are in their own world. They bring a notebook and they are there, passing notes back and forth. But today I noticed, especially during that part, they were attentive, even leaning in. So Diddy mounts something to them, but he doesn't look defeated. He just looks like, man. Clearly, this is a big blow to the defense. To put it into context, juror number 6 is one of 8 men on the jury and one of 2 black men.
All right, y'all. Happy Monday. Welcome back. We are in week 6 of the Diddy trial. Today is day, I do believe, 24. So here's what's up for the day. Remember last week I gave you a heads up that the defense was arguing that the government was actually being racially biased towards juror number 6. Since then, they have filed a motion for a mistrial based on the conduct that the defense is accusing the government of taking on by way of their treatment of juror number 6. The defense is arguing, like, here's the problem. You picked this guy apart. First it was one thing, then it was another thing, and you continue to pick him apart until you found a technicality. I do believe had the government led with that technicality in the first place, that probably would not have been an argument, or the defense could not issue this motion. Now, I don't believe the judge is going to grant that, but just giving you kind of an update of what's going on today. And also, Brendan Paul is scheduled to take the witness stand today. If you don't know him, he was caught, actually he was arrested. So he's coming in, he's going to testify on the behalf of the government, and that's all I have for you. I will see you shortly. Now, hypothetically, if I were the defense team, what I would do is I would go tit for tat. I know it's petty, but defense, the government is doing a really good job of being technical, which is why they were able to substantiate their request to remove juror number 6. So defense, you're going to have to switch up your strategy. Go tit for tat. Comb through their witnesses. Comb through the jurors that they selected. See if there's anything that conflicts with what they said. But you're going to have to come out and you're going to have to play ball.
It's Sunday, June 15th, and Diddy's legal team just threatened to file their 3rd mistrial motion. So let's break it down. I'm an attorney and I read what happened, so you don't have to. The judge is reviewing a request from the prosecution to dismiss juror number 6, a black male. This is being done due to conflicting residency statements, which they say shows a lack of candor. However, Diddy's legal team stated that the real issue here is racial bias. In a letter filed today, they argue that removing a black juror will deprive Mr. Combs of that impartial perspective, and they are accusing prosecutors of trying to take advantage to strike yet another black member from the jury. Prosecutors counter that it's about honesty, not race. They insist that the issue is protecting the trial's integrity. The judge said that the jurors' shading answers to stay on the jury matters, and that he will consider both arguments and make a ruling on Monday. Diddy's legal team went on that dismissing a black juror would also discourage future minority jury service. This would be Diddy's 3rd mistrial request, and the judge's decision on the juror is due tomorrow. So make sure to come back and let me know if you have comments or questions down below.
All right, so you guys just heard all of that. Now, I'm going to say I'm with the prosecution and the judge on this one. As a juror, it doesn't matter if he's black or not. If he's up there making facial gestures and things like that, like he doesn't believe the victims on the stand and things like that, or the alleged victims rather, then of course, that is just straight up clownery, and it shouldn't be permissible in the court of law. Because when you look at this in its totality, there's another brother that's a juror that's not coming with the antics. He's governing himself in a very professional manner, and he's doing what he's supposed to do as a juror, right? So I don't understand how you're trying to pull the race card here. It's not applicable in my estimation. But anyway, before I go, I want to put you guys up on some key critical information that was expressed to me over the weekend. Now, I can't confirm or deny that this footage actually exists or these events actually took place. So I'm going to say that this is all alleged information. Now, supposedly there's audio of the twins actually saying that they heard their dad and Diddy threatened to delete their mom and Kim Porter several times. Now, I'm told that this alleged recording comes from friends of the twins that secretly recorded them talking about this in its entirety. And I'm also told that this alleged recording has made its rounds within the celebrity realm out there in Hollywood. And I'm told that it's heartbreaking, to say the least, that the twins were sobbing talking about the passing of their mother. And so there are people out there in Hollywood that are privy, allegedly, to this audio recording. Now, another thing that was brought to my attention, and this is just crazy to me, it's a shocker to say the very least, is the fact that there's rumblings that Kim Porter's passing was caught on video. I'm being told that Kim had secret security footage within the house that no one knew about but her and this other person. And so this person had a specific passcode to be able to log in to see if anything is going on at Kim Porter's house, if she wasn't there, or whatever the case may be. And I'm told that that particular person is extremely close to Kim. As a matter of fact, I know who it is, and that they have this footage of Kim Porter actually being deleted, and it didn't go down like we thought it went down. Now, for clearer context, I'm told that this particular person that had access to Kim's surveillance, her home security system, did not have access to it 24/7. In fact, Kim had to go into the system to actually grant permission for this person to be able to log in. Now, it was expressed to me that 4 days before Kim passed away, that she actually granted this particular person that she trusted access to her security camera footage. And this person has everything that transpired the night that Kim Porter passed away. They're saying that Kim Porter did not pass away in her sleep. They're saying that this was actually MURDER. And so that narrative that they were pushing, saying that Kim must have passed away in her sleep and that she was found the next morning, is unequivocally false. According to my plug, at least, right? And so this is what I've been told, y'all. And so it seems as though that Kim Porter passed away and that the coroner was not called until the morning because people were trying to figure out their storyline or trying to get their shit together or trying to get the lies together or whatever the case may be. Now, another thing that I was told about this situation is that the feds seem to be uninterested in the Kim Porter situation, despite all the evidence that they may have at their disposal, things of that nature, that they're really uninterested. And I would like to know why they're not pursuing that. And see, this lets me know that they're just targeting whatever they need to target as it pertains to protect other people, bigger people in these high political positions, because they really don't care what happened to Kim Porter, a black woman, let's be honest. But anyway, I'm gonna let this go right here. I want you guys to drop down in the comments and let me know what you think about everything that I discussed within this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and if you're new here, consider subbing to the channel. I'll get with you guys later. Peace.
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing today? Well, baby, if you are Sean Diddy Combs, you are going to find out whether your little plot for juror number 6 is going to work. Judge Submarine made a tentative ruling on Friday about whether he should keep juror number 6 or not. Now, Xavier Donaldson, who is earning his money
just because I'm louder and got the courage to do it publicly don't mean that I'm the problem. So why? Appreciate you guys supporting me, and the money that I'm making to cover this Diddy trial as well as anything else has always been to fund my own Hollywood projects, specifically my short films. That is my why. So any and every dollar you guys send me will go to a great cause, and I will love you thus far. I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? We're on lunch right now. Somebody comment so that I can make sure you guys can hear me or not. Hey, what's up? Can you hear me, Justin, James? Can you hear me? Hey, what's up? You guys can hear me? I just need a yes or no. Okay, perfect. You guys can hear me. Shout out to you guys. Again, thank you guys so much for being here. I am live at the Diddy trial. Invested money to come to New York City to cover this trial, to make on my investment, as well as to make money from the ad revenue program, as well as fan funding so that I could finance and produce my own Hollywood projects, okay? That's why I'm on YouTube, and that's why I'm here covering this Diddy trial, all right? Thank y'all so much for being here. Please hit the like, please hit the like. So, jury number 6 is gone. He's totally gone. He's out of there. Again, people speculated that they wanted him gone simply because he's a black man. Well, this entire time, if you don't recall, about 2 weeks ago, the judge threatened to kick Diddy out of his own trial because he was nodding his head and pretty much non-verbally engaging with the jury. And, he got jury number 6 to pretty much take his side without the testimony and without the defense presenting their full case, without the prosecutor presenting their full case and without the defense actually presenting their case. So a lot of people looked at it like maybe they want to get rid of him because he's an African-American man, and just thinking about the reason why they got rid of him because of Diddy's nonverbal communication with the jury, as well as the fact that he kind of fabricated some evidence, specifically his location where he domiciled. And, we've always seen people go to jail for fabricating paperwork or lying under the penalty of perjury. So that is something real. Jury number 6 is out of here. Again, I too probably would have removed jury number 6, not be, and again, it's been falsely reported. And I think I even reported that jury number 6 was the only black man on the jury. Now there's another black man. I'm not pretty sure if he's black American, and I'm not going to get into the semantics of that, but there's another black gentleman on the trial of fact. I don't know who jury number 6 was replaced with because I'm not in the main courtroom, but that is some information that I'm looking forward to discovering. So jury number 6 is gone. And the witness that was called to the stand and has been testifying ever since about 9 a.m. for the past 3 hours is a government witness, somebody that works with the prosecutor office, somebody that didn't have any quote-unquote involvement with the case, but actually pulled up records, text messages, and searched the phones that was retrieved at Diddy's house and got communication between Diddy, KK, Jane Doe, Mia, and D-Rock. So pretty much this witness here is to bolster the testimony of Mia, to bolster the allegations that Diddy somehow coerced and was witness tampering. Now, we have to go back to Mia's testimony, which I sat in and listened. A lot of people call her a liar because of her testimony and things that she said, things that she said that people felt like was a clout chase or she just was not believable. Well, now they bringing up text messages to prove that she was actually telling the truth, that Diddy blew up her phone, called her about 15 times, texted her. D-Rock actually reached out to Diddy after Cassie filed her lawsuit. They saw that D-Rock was pretty much left his home and went to Miami to be with Diddy at Two Star Island, and that Diddy was talking to him. Mia testified that D-Rock called her from Two Star Island and he was in Diddy's yard. Obviously, she recognized it to be Two Star Island because she was there herself. She was quite pleasantly surprised to see that D-Rock would go back around Diddy after not working with him ever since 2017. Okay, Diddy don't let nobody go. We see Mia, Cassie, and other people actually reaching back out to Diddy after their big fallouts, after the death of Ken Porter, after the death of Andre Harrell, and Diddy just, pretty much allegedly made everything about him. So D-Rock to stop working from Diddy for 5+ years and then to go to Two Star Island to pretty much be there for him after the Cassie lawsuit, given the fact that he actually witnessed a lot of the harm that Diddy allegedly caused a lot of women around him, is kind of atrocious. It's kind of like saying that D-Rock, as a security guard and as a man, you kind of failed women and you just really wanted to be in the midst of Diddy. So yeah, D-Rock, definitely. It seems like there is some witness tampering going on in those text communications. Mia was not lying as far as that. So I just want to go ahead and point out and say that. Then also, this prosecutor witness actually testified and pulled up receipts between KK and Diddy. Now, once Cassie filed the lawsuit, I know everybody's seen this photo of Diddy and KK sitting down in Miami at like a hotel or whatever. But once Cassie actually filed the lawsuit, KK, they played a voice clip of KK. She sounded very stressed and distressed, as if she knew that her name and her involvement in everything that went wrong in Diddy Cassie relationship, and as far as what we're hearing, was going to come back to bite her in the butt. So KK, for them to keep on bringing KK's name up in this case, to bring up text messages and not call her as a witness, means, to me, says that she is the sealed co-defendant in this case. Very much like Jeffrey Epstein. We knew Ghislaine Maxwell was the co-defendant in that case after the government prosecuted or tried to complete a trial with Jeffrey Epstein. They then prosecuted the co-conspirators. So this is why they're not calling her and bringing her as a witness in this case. They are going to pretty much be using these text messages, cross-examination, in the transcripts from this case, in the KK case, if she is the co-defendant. I do believe she is. They even brought up the text messages between KK sent to Jane Doe. And Jane Doe, she was pretty exhausting. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad she's not here anymore. But they brought up the text messages where KK instructed Jane Doe to actually go and pick up a package of illegal substances so that she can traffic it from Florida, Diddy's Mapleton house in Beverly Hills, all the way to Miami. And Jane Doe actually testified and said that to be true. And guess what? Now we see the text messages. So this government witness is pretty much bolstering everything that we know thus far. And I seen one attorney come out of the court and say, oh, this is all hearsay. No, it's not hearsay, because the defense is not objecting to these text messages. As a matter of fact, everything that the government extracted from the phones, as far as the audio messages, the text messages, the phone calls, the call log, it has been stipulated by the defense. So therefore, it is not hearsay. And for me to hear a licensed attorney say, oh, this is hearsay, you wonder why some licensed attorney are not actually in court, but practicing their own case, but on YouTube and in court and stuff forth. But that's another discussion. Anyways, so yeah, the taking of illegal substances from Bel Air to Miami has been proven beyond a reasonable doubt, based on the fact that the defense have stipulated that the text messages can come in, and for Jane Doe to actually testify that herself. And as we know, whether it is trafficking of a human being or illegal substances, that is a predicate act under RICO. D-Rock, witness tampering, contacting and reaching out to Mia out of the blue. After they literally had the text log and showed that D-Rock actually reached out to Diddy. There was phone conversations, there was text messages, and then Diddy pretty much purchased D-Rock a flight for him to come wherever he was from to be with him in Star Island. And then the next day is when D-Rock started reaching out to Mia, and Diddy tried to send a text message saying, oh, I just want to talk to you to refresh my memory about some things. So again, a predicate act of RICO is witness tampering. And even though, you can't prove beyond a reasonable doubt Diddy's intent as far as wanting to reach out to Mia, a predicate act under RICO is only at the threshold of it more than likely happened. So more than I feel like more than likely, based on the receipts that we got, more than likely Diddy probably in fact said something to D-Rock to get him to reach out to Mia in order to, and as we see from the text messages today in Mia's testimony, get him to pretty much bribe her or attempt to bribe her with something. Now that is just speculation, but the mere fact that it is more than likely that some bribery probably was trying to take place, and that he was basically trying to get Mia to ultimately not be called as a witness in this case. And all that had happened between November 2023 into February 2024. And at that point in time, the feds is not going to raid your house or anything without sending you a notice of intent to let you know that they're on your trail. So Diddy had a reasonable opportunity to know that he was under federal investigation after Cassie filed her lawsuit for his behavior, and then he started cleaning up the mess. They even played recordings in court of Diddy saying, oh, I can't talk on these phones like this to KK. Oh, I can't talk on these phones like this is, oh, come upstairs and yada, yada, yada. And if you ask me, entire text history, KK started being Diddy's assistant in 2016, I believe. They pulled up KK's entire phone record from 2016 all the way until 2024 when Diddy was arrested. So they know everything. The prosecutors even asked this government witness, is this log literally 40 pages, or was it 33 pages of logs, and on each page is like 50 different text messages of 50 different transactions. So 30 times 50, that is a lot. That is a lot. That's over 1,500 messages of communication over the years between KK and Diddy. And the reason why they're not fully going through it, because they have to wait and save some of the messages and some of the logs for when they allegedly, or from what I think, prosecute KK. Because yeah, I think she's a co-defendant. How come every agent of Diddy has been called to testify and granted immunity but KK? Again, I do feel like she is the co-conspirator in this case, okay? Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for being here. And again, remember, you guys, I'm here covering the Diddy trial and invested money so that I can make the money back and ultimately use the money. 100% of the check that I get from YouTube covering the Diddy case will be spent on my short film projects as I integrate back into Hollywood, okay? I know a lot of people want me off of YouTube and they're getting their wish, but in a positive way. So we're going to end this on a boom, and hopefully a lot of you guys can come with me as I transition back into Hollywood, as if I ever left. I'm just not auditioning. But anyways, D-Rock, yes. I do feel like D-Rock is going to be called as a witness. People are speculating that Gina, D-Rock, or other people that have been named that are still cool with Diddy are somehow over embodied with Russell Simmons. That's a rumor that's going around in the court. It is not anything that's confirmed by anybody, but from the likeness of this case, a lot of what we continue to hear about Diddy publicly and throughout the years is turning out not to be actually a conspiracy, but to be the truth, okay? Now, there's a lot of other freak out victims coming out. And when I say freak out victims, the actual victims of being transported, like when it comes to trafficking, is the actual escorts that was hired from Cowboys and Angel, who has a contract with Diddy. Cowboys and Angel is an entertainment company, and they pretty much allow people to hire these go-go dancers and people to do birthday surprise parties, bachelorette parties, which is completely innocent. But upon information and belief, Diddy himself, he has a contract with Cowboys and Angels that pretty much say, send your guys that are comfortable doing a little bit more, which includes, but is not limited to, illegal activities. Now, a lot of people are saying that Cassie is not a victim. Obviously, she's a victim of domestic violence. In this case, is not about domestic violence. And I think that that really needs to be presented in the jury instructions, that you can't pretty much, blame Diddy for what happened in the hotel on a domestic violence incident. But when men and when people see that, we just automatically believe that he's capable of just doing everything else that people are saying that he's doing. And with that said, there needs to be a jury instruction that instruct the jury not to judge him based on domestic violence. However, even if Cassie voluntarily consented to, the explicit activities, even if Jane Doe voluntarily consented to it and knew what they were getting themselves into, there's another thing called the Mann Act, which was enacted in 1910. Now, the Mann Act itself was implemented, the quote-unquote White Slave Act. I don't know why they call it White Slave Act, as if it only applied to black people, specifically black men as slave, white adjacent people. But anyway, that's a little inside joke, but it's not a joke at the end of the day. Basically, the Mann Act says that even if you find probable cause that this particular individual, from Cassie to Jane Doe, actually voluntarily partook in these pretty much situations. Give me 1 second. Yeah, this guy is paid to play music and stuff out here. Yep. It's like this guy is like every single time his lunch break, he just show up and go to playing music at the court, right? He's probably hired off of Craigslist, even though he's not wearing a Free Diddy t-shirt. I don't know who hired him. to go in front of the court. And what's crazy is most people in front of the court all day are actually advocating for Diddy. So it's kind of counterintuitive and backwards. I don't know. Anyways, to each his own. But the Mann Act basically says that if a woman actually volunteers to get into a fetish type of situation, she can actually still be considered a victim even though she consented to that. So I don't know why the Mann Act is enacted, but it's definitely at play here in this case. And again, this is going to shake up Hollywood. All the people, and this is why, mind you, this is why I'm like, I kind of went AWOL on Hollywood, even though everybody that's important know me. It's because, like, in Hollywood, they have this thing called the casting couch, and it's custom standard business practices, pretty much, that if you want to roll in Hollywood or you want to be down with a multi-music mogul or something like that, you want to be the girlfriend, that you have to partake in certain behavior and act like you're cool with it just to get ahead, just to tap into that lifestyle. This is exactly why Harvey Weinstein is in the situation he's in. This is exactly why Diddy's in the situation he's in. Just because it's a customary practice to put people in situations so that they can agree to do things, but for opportunity and but for to be a part of the lifestyle, does not mean that these people are not victims. Again, Cassie signed to Bad Boys Records, and as she was she signed to Bad Boys Records. P. Diddy invested a lot of money into her craft, and she felt like she had to consent to partaking in an intimate relationship with him and doing freak offs, like literally in order to get ahead. They even brought up the text messages where Cassie said in 2017 that she was tired of doing the freak offs and she don't want to deal with this. This is crazy. I don't know. They brought that message up, and I wasn't here when Cassie testified, but for them to bring up a message in 2017, and I do believe it was April 2017, for her to say that she's tired of doing the freak offs, and then her relationship with Diddy did not end until mid 2018, meant that, you know, there probably pretty much was some coercion going on. So even with the trafficking, if they can't get Diddy on the trafficking based upon his relationship with Cassie, his relationship with Jane Doe, they can definitely get him under the Mann Act. And so it's not looking good out here for Diddy. I'm just here to report the news and tell you what I think. However, I am not on the jury. I am not the trier of fact. At the end of the day, a lot of people still believe that race is going to play a big role in the jury's decision. Even though you got jury instructions that says if he did this, you must prosecute him. People are going to be fighting. People are going to be looking at the defense. The defense has not even presented their case yet. And so once the defense present their case, you know, a lot of people suspecting that Young Miami is going to come out. People are suspecting that Kanye West actually might be called as a witness for Diddy. And I don't know if he can actually be called as a witness simply because he actually showed up here and was sitting in the court, in the overflow room. So even if Kanye West was to be called as witness, there'll probably be issues. I know in state court, if you're a witness, you cannot be inside of the court. This is why the Gene Deals who are still reporting on this Diddy case like they're here, they're not even here. He's not even here. Okay, let's be clear. But if you came to this court and you sat in, whether you're pro Diddy or against Diddy, and you sat in even for 2 seconds, you cannot be called, and you will not be called as a witness. Let's be crystal clear about that, okay? So y'all please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and remember, every dime that you guys send me will be allocated towards me producing my own Hollywood content, and hopefully many of you guys can continue to support me beyond the scope of YouTube. Go to my community wall if you want to know more about that particular decision. Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much with the monkeys and the bananas. All of that stuff is just pretty much engagement. So I appreciate you. Thank you. So let's go and figure out what's going on in front of the court, and maybe if the family is going to come out for lunch. Okay. Jackie is right here. Hi, Auntie. How you doing?
I have a quarrel.
What?
A qualm.
What?
The qualm is, this is my qualm. I should not be coming at you guys, putting messages in the comments from 12 days ago. See, the qualm is with myself. I'm responding to things that were done 12 days ago. It's water under the bridge. just disregard all the cuss outs that you've seen in the last over the weekend. All right. Love you.
All right. Well, so are you trying to get back in the court or?
Well, I'm going to get my press pass one of these mornings. I might go this evening. Oh, well, I will do my little application online, get a press pass. I might get all three just because I want to.
Oh, and it's something else. I need you to take a look. Isn't my hair just as long?
It's beautiful.
Isn't it just as long as the feet
I couldn't
is?
have done that. I know you wanted me to braid your hair. I would have. I could have done it. It's just that if you're gonna be in town another month, I'll do it later. Another time.
Yeah, she was
I
like,
cook it up.
yeah, I was telling her, I was like, no, my hair is just as long as the feet. So I don't have anything.
Whoever did that did a wonderful job.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, they did good.
Yeah, I'm going to get it redone for my
and
birthday.
the zigzags and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So my birthday is coming up, you guys, and I'm going to be leaving New York State to Diddy case, but I have built enough rapport with people here, and we'll be getting a transcript. So even though I'm not here, I'm still going to be here and actually go through the transcripts and stuff when I do leave. So if you guys want to support me, just know that Cash App, $.007 is my Cash App. Anything.
Yes, I do have one more thing. God promised not to flood the earth again. He said when you see a rainbow, it means he will not flood the earth.
Anyways, anything you guys send to this platform through this live stream, okay, you're doing too much, is going to be 100% of it is going to filming my Hollywood content. Okay? No, I didn't. And speaking of that, my name is Buzzing. I got a lot of representatives that are reaching out to me because I got a #1 movie on Amazon Prime right now. It's called Raise Your Hand. It has 5 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. So go and check it out. I play the villain. The movie could not exist without me. So, everything is good and copacetic. And as much as I love you guys, like, again, I'm covering this Diddy trial, but I just really can't make myself so accessible to social media personalities. It's not the audience. It's just like the creators that are jealous and stuff. So yeah, anything you guys send me from here on will be supported, will be going towards me filming my own content. Okay. So, before I came out of court, I got some emails. So yeah. Yes. She's funny. Oh no, it's not an LGBTQ movie. Raise Your Hand is a movie where I play a heterosexual guy. This is a coming of age movie. It's high school. And yeah, I still go out for high school and early college roles and stuff like that. And so some opportunity and stuff is coming out on the pipeline. And so again, I feel like I don't, and just to keep it a bean, the whole reason why I care about people messing with me and talking about me and brigading my platform on YouTube is because it was always my goal to build a genuine audience, to be supported, and also to get as many clicks, views, and money so that I can film my Hollywood projects. And it is my tentative to get off of YouTube, but who knows, maybe I will stay. But right now I just feel like too many people feel like they got too much access to me and do too much. And I think a lot of content creators on YouTube will be happy if I was not here, but then they'll be mad because if I'm not here, it's actually doing what they want to do. So love is love. Anyways, thank you so much, Me Too. I greatly appreciate it. You guys got any questions or concerns? Because again, like I said, today was pretty much bolstering Mia and Jane Doe and Cassie's testimony and further incriminating Diddy. Honestly, it really didn't look good. Even Diddy, they even had another thing. They had recordings that Diddy sent to KK. They played them in the court where you can basically hear there was a freak off going on in the background, and Diddy was telling KK that he needs $10,000 more. So, are you doing a comedy show? Yes, I got a comedy stand-up show tomorrow at 101. It's 76 East 1st Street in New York. Come and check me out at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow on Tuesday. I got that comedy show going on and so forth. I've been talking to a couple of producers and people and so forth, and over the weekend and all of that other stuff. So please like the video, subscribe to the channel. What is the goal of your life? The goal of my life is to The goal of my life. You are good. You are good at the acting. I saw a snippet of your skills. Thank you. Definitely, if you got Amazon Prime, go and check out Raise Your Hand. It is pretty much the #1 movie right now. It has 5 stars on Rotten Tomato, and that is so huge. That is just leverage for me to use. Hey, this guy played the villain in his coming of age high school movie, and it has 5 stars on Rotten Tomato. So that's the pitch. That's what my manager is doing right now, pitching me that way. And I got people reaching out to me. You know, Hollywood is fickle like that. You know, for the people who said that I was blackballed, no, the doors are opening. You got a 5-star rating on Rotten Tomatoes. At this point in time, I don't want to audition no more, and I also want to film my own projects. So again, shout out to all the people who support me endlessly. Because of you, I was able to travel around and do things like of that sort. And right now, like I continue to tell you guys, the love, the support that you guys give me is all going to go back into my professional craft. Okay, I've made myself look like a fool on YouTube. I have not valued or the relationships of other content creators on YouTube, because it was always my goal to just be here for a good time, not a long time. So thank you. Definitely go and check out Raise Your Hand on Amazon Prime. So to all the content creators who told y'all I wasn't an actor, even though IMDb says that I've been in multiple Hollywood projects, they're liars and misinformation and just want to diminish my popularity and my greatness. And if you support them, do whatever you need to do. They're here for you, and they're going to be here. And this is all they got. Me, I just want y'all to support me and go on this journey with me as I become the boss that I am and take full creative control over my brand and likeness in the Hollywood space, okay? It's very different than new media. Do you have a rich sugar daddy, a mommy? You're so cute. Oh, thank you. Would you like to be that? Would you like to send me some money so that I can film my project? Listen, I got a taker. If anybody want to send me money like $5,000, I won't go live on YouTube for the next 2 weeks. Go ahead and send me that, and I will talk to you lovely dovey and fulfill your fantasy over the phone. Since y'all want to be my sugar mamas and sugar daddies, just go ahead and give me that, okay? Because it's not like I really care about what somebody think about me on the internet. It's the fact that I always wanted to build a solid rapport to convince people to support me in my dreams instead of trying to tear me and my dreams down. And that is something that I cannot control. So with that said, with that said, I'm just the cat is out of the bag. I'm bragging about it not wanting to be on YouTube anymore. Yes, I want the money. Yes, I want y'all to be entertained by me. And Denzel Washington said it best. He told Michael B. Jordan, don't give people access to you on social media, because when they got too much access to you on social media, they feel like they know you and they won't buy into your professional craft.
Yeah, I know that.
It's time for me to mitigate and integrate myself back into what I consider professional. YouTube has been fun, has been abundance. Again, my basic bills every month, they already paid with or without YouTube. But what I can't control is the cyber stalking and the harassment. So anything that y'all support me with. And another thing is, like, now that I'm saying it, people that will usually support me because they feel like they're going to miss me, they don't want to support me anymore, or they won't support me because they feel like if you don't support me or if you tear my platform down, it's going to buy you time or keep me on YouTube longer. So again, closed mouth don't get fed. On YouTube, out of YouTube, I'm still going to be asking for the money to create my project. So yeah. Thank you. Yes, I've had my time. I've had my time on YouTube is.
Okay, here we go. Let's go. Amen, all of you guys.
Tomorrow, I'm hoping today, Brandon Paul, he was described as the drug mule of Combs. And I think he's given that he actually faced some prosecutorial fire, he may be in a better position. Last week on Friday, Jonathan Perez describing his day-to-day work setting up King's Nights for Sean Combs and guests, and then being grilled about who leaked one of the videos that he found on an iPad It was very reminiscent of Capricorn Clark getting grilled on Broadway. Anyway, we're down to the wire here. We're down to at least of the government's case. The big fight that we're heading in it right now for is about Juror 6. It's funny. The fight is over, it would seem. On Friday, Judge Subramanian said he's out. Juror 6 had said he lived in the Bronx. Then he said he visits his girlfriend / mother of his child in New Jersey. Then supposedly, after all that, after he was on the jury, he somehow got into a discussion with court staff and talked about Jersey. That's the best we can make out from what's said in open court. And that's what we report on, what's said in open court, including what's shown on the screens. And Subramanian said, that's it. It seems clear that this guy was trying desperately to get onto the jury, so he's got to be off. But then Agnifilo made a passionate plea, talking about the right to a jury of one's peers and it's constitutional, apparently appellate issues. Xavier Donaldson said, "It's so, in this district, there's so many problems with the racial composition of juries. You've done a great job, Judge, but, this is key." And then Brian Steele said the government knew all along that Juror 6 was a problem, but didn't say anything until they thought that he was pro-Diddy. So, Judge Subramanian then said, "I want to thank Mr. Agnifilo and Mr. Donaldson for their arguments, and if my thinking changes, I'll let you know." Well, there's certainly nothing in the docket, but in this case, who knows? Despite our filing in week 1, many things are not being docketed. The only thing docketed over the weekend, to my knowledge, was Alexander Shapiro, essentially the appellate lawyer of Combs, making an argument about Juror 6, with many redactions, but at least it went into the docket. Again, that's the thing here. They seem to believe that if anything could be redacted, you can just withhold the whole thing until weeks later. And it's making it very difficult to report on the case. And it's making it very dangerous, too, because you don't know what's been admitted and what's not been admitted. You don't know, what arguments are being made in these non-docketed filings. So we're just going to continue blasting away. What can I say? Now, also, in EDNY today, I think we can say this. It hasn't happened yet. Noon, there's supposed to be a press conference about a gang takedown. Not that new anymore, Nacella will be having a press conference on the record. And in UN/SDNY news, there was a filing on Friday in the UNRWA case in which the plaintiffs have doubled down on their argument that UNRWA is not immune, that UNRWA is not a creation, can avail itself of the UN's otherwise applicable. They assume immunity. We actually don't think that the UN as a whole should be immune. I think that they've abused it in such things as the Haiti cholera case, where they argued in courts they can't be sued despite bringing cholera that killed 10,000 people in Haiti. And of course on the First Amendment, that they can ban any journalist they want for any reason they want and not even have to answer letters from law firms pro bono such as Quinn Emanuel. So we're going to continue to push as the UN.
Y'all give me a moment. Let me call you guys back. Let me handle some business here, okay? Thank y'all for coming over. We're going to take care and finish up what we left off at. Let me take care of some important business. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. See you in a little bit. Try to have y'all dinner taken care of so I can go ahead and we can keep on going. Okay, bye-bye. Let me end this here. Okay.